Round 3 of Bloodtithe, the 32-team event with teams of 4 here at the LGT. I'm Rob. This is Adam. And we're live for round 3.
Yes!
Let's go. We can talk. We can hear you. We're going. So, Adam, are you excited about round 3?
Oh, this round is going to be amazing. It is two super competitive teams, both here to win the event.
Yes. No longer are we listening to watching people who are here for maybe a laugh, or just doing
maybe
what they need
cry.
to do. Yeah, we are now here into 2 very serious, very competitive teams.
Super serial.
Very, very serious. One team has come straight from the gym. The other team looks very focused, like they've attended a Comic-Con convention.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I'll let you decide which one. So our matchup is between the Bad Moon Loons.
The Bad Moon Loons, the reigning T-Sports champions.
The reigning T-Sports champions versus the 400 Club, made up of a bunch of players who are pretty good at Warhammer.
Well.
Yeah. So it's 2 exciting teams. It's a super team, as opposed to like a club team.
Yep.
So what they've done is they put a disparate group of players together, as a 400 team versus the Bad Moon Loons, who are a London-based team / club, really working towards and developing their playstyle, right?
Yeah, definitely. So the Bad Moon Loons have got that sort of home turf advantage, whereas the 400 Club have banded together to try and take down everyone.
Yeah. Okay. So it's very exciting. We're going to jump straight in because the players are already deploying. On table 1, Luke Morton from Wargamer Online, an incredibly good player, has got his Dracothian Tales list. Adam, tell me about it.
Yes, he's got his Seraphon Dracothian's Tail. His grand strategy is Predator's Domain. He's got, for his leaders, a Slan Starmaster. He's got a Skink Priest and a Saurus Astrolith Bearer. His battle line, 10 Skinks, 10 Skinks, 10 Skinks.
Okay. Pretty minimal on the battle line.
Are you ready for this?
Yep.
In his units, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 units of 2 Salamanders. So 8 Salamander hunting packs. And he's also, just for fun, he's throwing in a Bastillodon with Solar Engine.
A bit of anti-demon tech, quite nice into a team event. And he's up against Matt Goldsborough, a tall drink of water if I've ever seen one. With his Luminous Realm Lord's Sire army. He's got himself Archmage Techless, and then he's got his Hurricane Wind Mage, those 20 Wardens, and then he's got 10 more Wardens, and then 2 units of 10 Sentinels. And then he's got another unit of 10 Sentinels, making 30 Sentinels. He's also got the Umbral Spell Portal and Emerald Life Swarm. Now, he's already deployed, as you can see. He's got the 1-drop, so he's going to have the choice to go first. But what's interesting for Luke's army is he can drop down those Draco Tail Salamanders at any point, but wholly within 18 inches of the Slan.
Yep, and if that Slan dies, then no Salamanders can come down.
Yeah, so basically the Slan has got him in his brain. He's like thinking of these 8 Salamanders he's got available. If you kill the Slan, you kill the Salamanders. So that's the key point in here. We're going to jump straight to table 3, and we're going to look at this particular match between Simon and Craig. Now, Craig Danmar has got his Legion of the First Prince list. We've seen lists like this being pushed around quite a lot all over the world against Simon with his Taker Tribe list. And Simon, who outdropped Craig, has already given him the turn. So Craig will be going first.
Yeah, so Craig has got his Legion's First Prince list. He's got Be'lakor, Kairos, Slater Darkness Demon Prince. And then 2 Bloodthirsters of Incensant Rage. And then he's got, for his battle line, 3 times 10 Plague Bearers, an Umbral Spell Portal, and the Burning Head. So Kairos is going to be putting the Gift Exchange through the Umbral Spell Portal, and the Bloodthirster is going to be charging in and trying to get those 6s to do all of those mortal wounds.
Yeah, he is going to be trying, but whether or not he's going to be achieving it, not 100% certain.
I'd love to see it.
So he's up against Simon, and so Simon Weekly there with his Taker Tribe list. Now, he's got Kraken Eater Mega Gargant, he's also got a Gatebreaker, and he's got 2 more Kraken Eaters in his list. Yeah?
Yes, he does.
He does. So he's got loads and loads of wounds.
Yeah,
in those
loads
4
of wounds.
models.
It's a really interesting list because a lot of people have gone away from the Man Crushers now because you can take just 4 big boys.
Yep.
And we saw it last game, and we're going to see it again this round.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So Craig has decided in turn 1. Hey, Nogel Matthew, big love to you. Craig has decided. Craig has been given the first turn, and he's gone for aggressive expansion turn 1. Aggressive expansion turn 1, which is pretty cool. So he's got loads of options to shut down these Mega Gargants. You've got Be'lakor, that's going to be key, and even Kairos.
And he's also got that Slaves to Darkness Demon Prince as well, because it is marked Khorne. So he's going to be using that command ability Blood Slit Ground to do that 24-inch aura of halving all charges.
So so between Kairos and that, he's got the ability to shut down so many things.
Yeah, and that is brilliant into Gargants because you can just stop them getting into him, especially in this mission where you're wanting to get over to your opponent's territory to burn their objectives.
Yeah. Right, so we'll just quickly go back. So aggressive expansion being done by Craig in this turn. So aggressive expansion, just to remind everyone, exactly what we're looking at
this
there.
This is an auto-complete one. It's basically the one where you pick 2 objectives.
Don't have it.
So it's 2 objectives that aren't wholly within your territory, which none of the home objectives are technically wholly within your territory. So you literally just cap both of them. If you do it with a monster, score extra points. So Craig is guaranteed 3 points here.
Craig is guaranteed 3 points.
Yes, guaranteed. Doesn't even have to do anything.
That's fantastic. Okay, so that's really good for him. Table 1, we actually have had the same thing happen. We've got aggressive expansion, and it seems like with the opportunity to give the turn away, Matt Goldsborough, with his Sire Lumineth Realm Lords army, has taken the first turn.
I think he's going for that turn 1 win, trying to get that the Slan straight away.
So where is the Slan on the board? If we can just get an update for where the Slan is on the board for Luke on table 1. He's left-hand corner on the piece of terrain. Now, is the Slan armed with the incandescent retrosis is the real question.
He's got the God Beast pendant.
Okay, so no. So he isn't going to be able to heal and come back.
I think he's almost just off screen slightly. So you literally can't even see him.
So
he's
bottom
so far
left-hand corner is where he is. Yeah, bottom left-hand corner is where he is. So I don't think it's going to be likely. I don't think it's likely.
No, I'm surprised.
Matt's going to be able to take it.
But I think you almost had to take it, because if you don't take it, then Luke's literally just going to drop down and burn everything.
Well, so you drop down, let me get this right, you drop down at the end of the movement phase?
Yes, so you can use the Seraphon teleport first and then drop all your salamanders down.
So he's got all board.
Yeah, so if Matt didn't take first turn, it means Luke can literally just go, okay, I'll drop these Slan 9 inches away from you, all my salamanders 9 inches away from you, burn everything.
Interesting. But the interesting thing is that he's only got that play.
Yeah.
That's all he can do.
It's a big play.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a big play. Yeah, no, Final Flash, you haven't actually missed much. We haven't even talked about 2 of the games yet. So that's table 1, and we've talked about what's happening on table 3 with the Gargants. On table 2, you've got Daniil and Fabian. And this is a bit of a Tzeentch versus Tzeentch, although it's not. Yeah, Fabian has been doing some excellent work in Age of Sigmar 3. He managed to take out Carnage earlier in the year.
Yeah, he did.
5-0.
Unfortunately, it was with a Tzeentch Archeon list. And apparently that doesn't count anymore.
Yeah, it plays itself. Let's be real. So he's up against Daniil. Now, Daniil also a competent Tzeentch player.
Yeah.
And he's running Host Duplicitus Tzeentch. And this is a pretty serious list. And I'll talk about what he's got in his list. He's got the Blue Scribes. Host Duplicitus means you can't retreat.
Okay.
You can't retreat. So if anything in this list pins in one of those Mega Gargants and he's up against the 4, that's what Fabian's pushing forward. Yep. Yeah. Anything, then he's not going to be able to retreat from them, which is going to be pretty important.
Yeah, it's going to be brilliant, isn't it? Especially when you've got what you've got in this list.
Oh, of course. He's got Kairos Fate Weaver, and of course he's got the... he doesn't have the Spell Portal.
Okay.
Yeah, which is super rare. And he's got the Chaos Sorcerer Lord, and he's got Shield of Fate. Then he's got 20 pink horrors.
In one unit?
In one unit.
Oh, hello.
Fabian loves fighting pink horrors as well, having fought my 30 one time.
But pink horrors aren't quite as good as they used to be, right? No, especially with that FAQ that came out when you can't rally them back, you can't heal them.
They're not as good, but they're still what they need to be, which is super important. So they're still very, very good because they're able to pin stuff in.
Yeah, so those 20 pink horrors, they can pin stuff in, and it's still 100 wounds in that unit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's still an incredible unit, and they don't take battle shock until they get down to brims anymore.
Yeah, which is really good. I think pinks are better because they do the quintessential role which they're designed to do, which is hold objectives, and they can They can't outhold Gargants, but they can do a good job. It's really the real question for this list is, and what Daniil's got to ask himself is, where's his output for dealing with these Mega Gargants? Yeah,
I don't think he's got it. I don't think he's got the output.
I don't think he has the output, no. But what he does have in his list is he does have 2 units of 10 Carrick Acolytes, and he has that big unit of 6 Varangard, yeah, with Demon Forge Blade, right? So he's also got the Soul Screen Bridge.
The Soul Screen Bridge, and that can teleport those pink horrors, which means that then they can do that auto charge. It's almost like a pseudo change host.
So we're already getting some. So yeah, this match, and he's up against Fabian, and Fabian is rocking.
He's running the 4 Gargants basically. He's got simply Gatebreaker Gargant, War Stomper. He's running the Stomper tribe. Breaker tribe, sorry, rather than what we normally see the Taker tribe, because he wants that damage output, which is going to be really important into Daniil.
Yeah. I agree. And also look at Tom in the chat. Loons, let's go Loons. Table 1. We still haven't covered all of it, but we do know some big updates here. Matt has just tried to do the teleport, so he's used Techless to cast a spell.
Was it on a 10?
I think he cast it on a 10, or did he pick a 12? Yeah, he picked it on a 10. And then Luke was able to unbind the teleport.
That's Slan, isn't it? That Slan's got pluses to unbind, and he can unbind from anywhere on the board.
Yes, of course. So that's pretty crucial that he shut that teleport down turn 1. And so
that's gonna be big because I assume that teleport was to try and screen out as much of the board as possible, so that then Luke wasn't be able to teleport his salamanders in and start burning what he wants to burn.
Yeah, massive shout out to Kenny Loll in the chat. Combat Phase Podcast. Thanks for donating £10 to the show. I'll use that to buy the boys some lunch because they all deserve it because they look pretty tired.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah. It's been a long day, but
fun day though.
Been a fun day. It's been a fun day. Right, so that's huge. What do you think Matt's going to do right now? I feel like he's going to push out to try and screen out those units.
Honestly, I think without the teleport, I think almost the whole game plan's gone to pot there. Because I think his whole going first was to get that teleport off. So he's just going to try and screen out. But the issue is Lumineth without that teleport are really slow, especially when you don't have any Dawn Riders or the Foxes or the Kangaroos.
Yeah, they're not as fast. And we saw last game where we saw Neil get pinned in.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're going to see the same thing here. This is going to be interesting. And it's
the thing is, the difference is Luke has got the output, whereas the Fire Slaves didn't quite have the output.
They did not have the output. You're 100% right. So table 3, we have heard that Craig has finished his first turn. So if you can see where he's moved to now, there seems to be some precise measuring by Simon in this particular. I think it's mainly measuring whether he's within 3 inches of that line. Craig may have made a mistake there, and if he has, I reckon Simon might go for the Gatebreaker, fighting over the top in that particular
yeah,
shout.
Definitely. But the thing is, that Demon Prince is still really tanky, because that Demon Prince has actually got... sorry, it doesn't. I ignore me. I thought he had the Armor of the Pack. The Bloodthirster has that, so he's not got the reroll saves that you normally see in the Legion of the First Prince, Demon Prince.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, but he does have the big Boom Thirster, which is
so that's the one with the Armor of the Pack that's got the reroll saves. I thought it was the other way around, but I was wrong.
Yeah, that's okay. So it's going to be interesting to see what he decides to do here. There's some precise measuring. We'll get some updates. Table 4, the one game we haven't talked about yet. We have the Draco Tail list run by Josh against Zach Zytrek. Lumineth Realm Lords list. So Josh is previously has run quite a few different lists for the Badloons at the Super Series. What he's running here in Draco Tail is Slan Star Master, and then he's got a Skink Priest, and he's got a Starseer, and then he's got 5 Saurus Guard and 2 lots of 10 Skinks, and then he's got 5 Salamanders, 2 2s and a 1.
Okay.
And then he has the double Solar Bastillodon engine.
So it's very similar to what Luke's running, but instead of having more Salamanders, he's gone for another Basti.
He's gone for, like almost identical. So yes, almost the same. And then he's up against Jack's list.
Yeah, so Jack is running Lumineth, Zytrek, and I hope you're all ready for this. He's got Severith. He's got a Venari Lord Regent. He's got a Sinari Lawseeker. His battle line, 10 Wardens, 5 Blade Lords, and then 30 Sentinels. But wait, that's not all. He's also got another Fox and another Fox. So we've got 3 Foxes and 30 Sentinels in this list.
Okay, that's pretty impressive.
So I'm going to assume the plan here, throw the Foxes forward, block move, and just keep moving back and forward while the Venari Sentinels just shoot everything.
Yeah, we'll try and talk about that tech as we see it happen.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
effectively, what's going to happen is those units are going to be able to move forward, and then at the end, but it's at the end of the enemy shooting phase. And I don't know, like I think like he has to be fairly cautious because the Basties have got some okay range.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So I feel like he can sacrifice it. I don't think the pairings are that bad for Josh in this, depending on whether or not he loses that slan though.
It's whether he recognizes what's about to happen, because a lot of times this Lumineth list catches people out because they're not expecting those foxes to jump as far forward and back as they do, and they're really hard to catch. But Josh's list is built for fox hunting, apparently.
Apparently, is that what you got told?
Well, I don't think it is, but that's what I'm assuming.
That'll do.
It does look like it, right? Because they've got the movement, right, or the shooting range to actually get them.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm not sure how important those Sentinels are going to be in this particular matchup. So a special, massive shout out to Mr. Budtastic Guy in the chat. Exciting talking to you, and I hope you're well.
My hero.
Thanks for tuning in. So table 3. We've got I think we've got some movement from the Gargants, but we're waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, those Gargants, we're going to be seeing them moving forwards.
Yeah.
Right. Charging, getting on the objectives, and burning them.
But the problem is charging is difficult. Kairos can shut down any of these.
Right. Okay.
Right.
That's with his
Dark
dice,
Master
isn't it?
ability.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, not Kairos. Be'lakor.
Yep.
Then Kairos can change the result of a dice roll.
Okay.
To stop a charge.
Yep.
And then the Bloodslit Ground command ability from the Khorne Demon Prince, which is in the center there, is going to be able to half charges. So like everything that Simon wants to do, which is charge and fight.
Yeah. It's going to be tricky, isn't it? Especially when the objectives that he needs are in Craig's deployment, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've just seen on table 3 the first turn. Table 4, sorry. We've just seen the first turn being given away to Josh by Zach. That's what we've just seen. So Josh has been given the first turn.
Yeah, so Jack's literally the only list that Jack outdrops is Josh's list.
Yes.
So I have a feeling this pairing was intentional.
I think so as well.
So that Jack would outdrop Josh and then give the turn away, see what Josh can do, and then counter him with that fox tech that we were talking about.
Yeah, I think so. Those foxes, you can see the 3 wind spirits, so Severith and the 2 hurricane wind spirits are in the top right-hand corner with that nest of sentinels. Now, has he got them in Helon? No, he's got them in Zytrek. So he's in Zytrek. So he's got some bonuses to cast. But I don't think that's going to be the main tech. I don't think that's what's going to be really important. And if I was Josh, I don't think I'd fall for it. The other thing, because he's got the 30-inch range, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, Jack is on the objective in that top left-hand corner with the Law Seeker.
He is with the Law Seeker, which means because he's deployed there, that objective cannot be taken from the Law Seeker until the Law Seeker's dead.
Yeah. So what he could do, because if you look, Josh is also deployed with his salamanders on the board. Those 2 salamanders, those 2 salamanders, and the other one.
Yeah, he couldn't. The thing is, he couldn't risk leaving them off the board because against Jack's list, it is very likely that the Slan will die turn 1.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see 2 salamanders going into the Law Seeker turn 1 and dropping him off.
Just teleport straight over.
Yeah.
Shoot him off. And if that fails, charge him.
And then try and murder him. I think one of those ways. There is a big prediction in the chat. The teams are the Bad Moon Loons, and the 400 Club. So Jack is the 400 Club. Josh is the Bad Moon Loons. That's who we're seeing right now. So we're waiting to see what battle tactic he chooses. But I maybe the wrong decision is to go that ham, and that's why the Law Seeker is out there.
Yeah.
But if you look, that teleport has got him pinned in quite nicely. I'm not sure. Would you go for the Wardens? Would the Wardens be something that you would feel like need to be got, or what?
I don't think they are, to be honest. I think you just have to hit the Sentinels. The Sentinels is what's going to be doing the damage here. If you can get those Sentinels out early as possible, those Foxes don't actually do that much damage. So Severith and the Hurricane Spirits, they don't actually do a lot of damage.
They're not
just
bad.
Annoying.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, but you're looking at maybe, I think when they shoot, they only do 3 or 4 wounds. So like a 4-up save.
Yeah.
And then, yes, they can do the chipped D3 mortal wound damage, but I don't think Josh minds about that too much. It's the 30 Sentinels that can literally go, right, that Salamander unit dead. That Salamander unit dead.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's fair. Interesting to see how this game plays out. So table 1, we'll just get our update from Table 1. We see how Matt has started to unpack his army, a bit of an Owen Jackson term, which I really enjoy. He's got that Star Shard Ballista on the top left-hand of the table.
Almost there, just to screen out, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. He's got those 2 units. He's got that unit of Big Brick of Wardens on the far right-hand side, and he started to push his Sentinels up. And he's also pushed his other unit of Wardens more into the centre.
Now, I know Matt doesn't like Salamanders, because when Lumineth first came out, we were all playing on Tabletop Simulator, and he was on the stream playing against some Salamanders. He charged in his Wardens into some Salamanders, and all the Wardens died to them. So I think Matt might have some PTSD here from that game, so I'm sure he's going to be very aware of what those Salamanders do, especially as Matt is also a Seraphon player himself.
He is. Table 4, we've just had a prediction in the chat, thanks to MJ Pegasus Babe, on who he thinks will win. The Twitch chat, they have decided that they think Jack has got the opportunity to win 100%.
They really do think.
They really do think.
I don't think it is that big odds.
Huh?
I don't think it is that big odds.
I don't think it is.
I think it's a really even game. Or on lists, that is. I think it depends on how they play.
Yeah.
But on lists, I think it's fairly even.
So Table 2, we're deployed finally. So we see how everything is deployed. Those Varangard are on the top left-hand side. That brick of 20 pinks with that suspicious-looking...
Yeah, that little hole just behind them.
Yeah, that suspicious-looking little hole behind them for a bridge. Blue Scribes also in there, and then Kairos in the centre is how the board is looking. Daniil versus Fabian in this matchup. And then there's the Destiny dice on the right-hand side.
No 6s in there.
No 6s.
That's big. Like, no 6s is really big. But he does have a 5 and a 4. So those Soul Scream Bridge, when he throws that down, he will be able to get that automatic 9-inch charge.
Yeah, so Fabian is going first.
Okay.
Fabian's going first. He's been given the turn. Fabian has been given the turn by Daniil.
I think that's definitely the right choice, because you want to almost bait Fabian out.
Apparently, some gossip that I just heard a moment ago is that the Blue Scribes... The Blue Scribes are potentially free, not free. Like they're. I'm sorry, it's a long day. What am I trying to say?
Vulnerable. I have no idea.
Vulnerable to being shot.
Okay.
From the shooting coming out of the Mega Gargant.
Oh,
so
I
he
always
might throw
forget
the rocks.
that they do that.
So he might be aiming to do that.
Yeah, definitely. Because I know Fabian is definitely, his plan here is just to run forward, because in this mission, the objectives can only be burnt by battle line units.
Yep.
And guess what? All those Mega Gargants, they're a battle line.
They are.
So you literally, all he's got to do is touch the objective. He can burn it and win the game.
Yeah, super important. Yeah, we haven't we haven't talked about the battle plan yet. Let's do that. Let's talk about this on Table 1, because we've got that stream prediction in a minute.
Yeah, so the battle plan, we're playing power in numbers. So 6 objectives, 3 on each deployment zone. Starting from the second battle round, at the end of each of their turns, a player can destroy 1 or more of the objectives they control in order to score the following victory points. So they can score 1 if they've held it that turn, 2 if they held it for 2 turns, and if they controlled the objective at the end of their turn before last, so 3 turns, they score 4 points. If they control it from the start till the end, they get 8. So that's not just, you don't just burn your opponents, you can burn all of them.
Yeah.
So Fabian is literally, I think he's going to stay where he is this turn, cap all the objectives, then in his next turn, run forward and try and put his tiptoes on each one, burn the objectives, win the game.
Yeah, I think
that's his ideal situation, right?
That's his ideal situation, but one of the things that was on the previous table, over on Table 2, this game that you're just talking about here, I think one of the important things to note is that, yes, he might be trying to do that, but Gargants generally scale badly towards an end game.
Yeah.
Like they have an early game strength and a late game weakness. And I think, actually, when Fabian knows that, he's going to have to play fairly aggressively, because anything he does is going to be mitigated. Every time he loses a Mega Gargant, he's able to hold 1 less objective.
But I think this mission favours the early game advance.
Okay.
So whereas last game when we were playing Veins of Ger and it favoured late game and the Gargants did badly, I think this mission favours that early game. I'm just going to take all your objectives. Like old Better Part of Valor, when you literally would go aggro as anything to try and score all the objectives. This is very similar, where you try and get as much as you can early and then leave them with one objective.
Okay. Okay, so we've seen these Gargants move up. The channel points for table 1, by the way. Big prediction from the chat that they think Matt is going to win this between Matt and Luke. 45,000 versus 25,000 channel points.
Wow, okay.
So a lot on the line here, so we'll see how that
Everyone's
pans out.
seen Matt play a lot. We've not seen Luke play, really.
We haven't. We've only seen him play on the stream, I think, one time at FaceApp, which he did win. So, like, that's something to talk about. So, as you can see, look at Simon. Yeah. Okay. So, Simon has moved
so
up.
we've got those Gargants straight in, haven't we? He's moved them up. He's kicked that left objective up with him, so he's tagging both now, which means in his next turn he's going to be able to burn both. He's also looking, I think, to try and swing over the top of those 10 Plague Bearers with both of those Gargants into that Demon Prince. So that Blood Slit Ground got used, but they got big enough charges.
Yeah, Bloodstick Ground was used, but yeah, they've made the long bomb charges. They got in, and I think one of the things that's going to be really important here is that unit of Plague Bearers he's fighting right now.
Yeah, so he's got 3 units of 10 Plague Bearers. So he's got 1 unit in the middle, 1 unit on the left-hand side, and 1 unit on the right-hand side.
So I think that one of the things that's well, he can be tagged into combat if the first Gargant that activates wipes out the first lot of Plague Bearers.
Look, you can see him measuring it now.
Yeah, he's just measuring. So, because what you can do is if you've charged, you can still pile in. So what he's looking to do is wipe the unit, pile in a little bit and fight. And don't forget, there's still the priority roll coming out.
Yeah, you've still got the priority. So if Simon wins this, he could literally just turn, kill what he wants, take the priority, and potentially win the game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he can literally he could potentially burn 5 objectives.
Yeah, he can do very well. He can't burn both objectives, just for everyone to be clear. He can burn the top objective, and then he can move back to his home objective.
No, he can burn both.
He can't.
It's just objectives you control. He controls both. You don't have to be on it.
He would control both objectives. There we go.
Yeah. So if you flip back to
so those are just impact hits, not combat that killed the fly
Plague
Bearers.
Okay.
So
that's
now he's being really clever, and now he's doing a stomp for an extra D3.
I'm surprised Craig hasn't pulled the Plague Bearers out of coherence with each other to try and just lock the Gargants in.
I think they were all just going to be dead.
Yeah, there you go. He's got 3 left. 3 Plague Bearers left, so that Gargant is definitely piling in.
Massive news on table 2. Yeah, Fabian took the opportunity to shoot at the blue scribes right at the back of the board there.
Okay.
And like has been the rest of the story of the day.
Oh no,
if
it's
you
not
guys
happened again, has
it's happened again. If you followed us for the whole day, they're down to 1 wound. Now, AD Mac, no, you can't control 2 objectives. Just to clarify in the objectives, you gain an objective. You can move off an objective, and it's still yours.
Yeah, so I think at the start of the deployment phase. So at the end of the deployment phase, that's when you cap objectives now.
There you go.
So now he's kicked the first one up. You move on to the second objective. You then control both because you cap them at the end of deployment.
And you control them until someone takes them off.
Yeah.
You. Yeah. So that's how he's done it, right? So which is good. Now that's huge news that Fabian took that opportunity to go and grab that blue scribes.
Those blue scribes are so important.
So
to the
important,
list.
and then he took him down to 1 wound. One
wound.
wound.
It's literally the story
this is
of
table
the day.
2. This is table 2.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we see the blue scribes use the heroic recovery.
So the second giant did shoot at the blue scribes as well.
Okay.
And it was the Kairos dice that turned it off.
So he's used the Kairos dice
already.
already.
Kairos dice turn 1.
Wow.
To
be
save
fair,
the
you
blue
have
scribes.
to.
Yeah,
the
you
blue
have
scribes
to.
are genuinely
Integral.
that important.
Yeah. So that's super, super important. And that's massive because that's going to be. I wondered if he was going to use the Destiny dice, but I think the blue scribes are sat on a 6-up save. So
yeah, they're only on a 6-up save.
So I don't think
the Rocks and Rend 1, aren't they?
Yeah, so I don't think he could have even done anything in that particular phase right then. So Daniil has used the Kairos dice, which is you're able to change the dice result, the result of a dice roll, and they're very specific, like to hit, to wound, save, and a bunch of other things. So you got to. It's really specific what, but.
So once a game ability.
Yeah.
It's a really, really powerful ability, but it's really good that Fabian's baited it out now. I mean, it's a bit rubbish for Fabian because I'm sure he really wanted to kill those blue scribes because, again, they're so important because they've got so they can cast 1 spell, but they can cast it on just rolling 1 dice on a 2+. But they've got their main spell is any wizard or Tzeentch wizard holding within 12 or something or holding within 9 can reroll all of their casts. So for Kairos, it's super important.
Yeah. Right, so going into table number 3 really quickly, just to talk about this combat. 1 Gargant has activated, taking the Plague Bearers down to 1.
Wow.
And the other one is piling in, and any attacks that are able, and it looks like it's a Gatebreaker, so we'll get that double checked if it's a Gatebreaker, is able to attack into the Demon Prince shutting down that blood slick ground is actually pretty nice.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see the all-out defense here just to try, because then he'd been on 2+ save. So I understand that Gargant's a -3, but at least it would put him on a 5+ rather than 6+, which would be really good.
Oh, it was a Kraken Eater activating, not as good.
Okay.
Oh wait, but so all the Plague Bearers were killed by impact hits and monstrous reactions. The Gatebreaker, which is in the kind of between the two, in the center, between the Plague Bearer and the other Mega Gargant, the Gatebreaker hasn't activated.
Okay.
But the Plague Bearer should be able to activate, and then he should be able to move block that.
Yeah, so fingers crossed, because you move towards the closest unit, right?
Yeah.
So potentially you can try and move that Plague Bearer in such a way that you stop the Gargant being able to pile in properly.
100%.
Hopefully. I'm sure that's the plan, but it depends how we can move it here.
It does. It's a big...
There you go, the Demon Prince is gone.
Demon Prince is gone.
That's
just
to
at the
really
Kraken
big.
Eater?
Yeah, I think so. So the Demon Prince is gone, so which is going to take away blood slick ground from the whole army, which is the half charge. To be honest, I'm not sure it matters too much because of where Craig is now. Like,
so
Craig is already
piled
there.
in now.
Okay. Bellacor's going to be fairly good because he's got 8 attacks, 3s, rend 1, 2 damage. Then he's got 2 other attacks, which one's rend 3, the other's rend 2, 3 damage each, or 2 damage each. So they're really, really good.
Right, so let's just look at what's happening with these Draco tail lists. Over on table 4, so the end of Josh's turn, he has moved forward. We did get an update a second ago, but I missed it. I think the Bastiladon shot into the... He shot and he killed 4 Sentinels, so those are coming from the Bastiladons.
Okay.
And everything else, he just seems to have put all of the
He's
Salamanders.
playing super defensive, isn't he? I think he's
Well,
going
do
to
you think he's doing like a threat overload?
I'm not sure. I think he's just trying to play defense. I think he's worried because the issue is you can't move off the objectives because those Hurricane Wind Spirits are so fast that they can literally just come and tap the objective and say, this is mine.
Do you think he's trying to drag them out?
I think so. But I think he also is so worried that they're so fast. Can you see, like, you're measuring from that corner to over there? Like, he's already measuring that. And if he moves off the objectives, then Jack can just literally just move off and win.
Okay, and all of the Foxes have also had a wound or 2 done. That would have been by Comet's call.
Yeah.
And I guess that was also the timer that's on top of Jack in this particular setup. He has to consistently worry about this constant rain of stars, this constant damage being dropped on him is something he needs to be very, very conscious of over time.
So here comes one of the Foxes moving forward already.
Yeah.
And I assume he's just going to try and pop some shots, move block, and do some, Fox shenanigans.
Yeah, he is going to try and do some Fox shenanigans and move this unit further forward where he can. And then on table 1, again talking about Draco's Tail, they're down.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. So this is a setup for the double. And Matt Goldsborough looking a little bit concerned.
Matt knows.
But Matt's one of those lovely people who actually doesn't bother about most of it. Like, he doesn't care about the results, but he does care about winning.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like,
and Matt knows what these Salamanders can do.
Yeah.
So he's definitely going to be looking at it going, okay, how are we going to do this? And he's definitely going to have screened out well. Like, you can see he's measuring that. How far is their range? They got a 16-inch range from the Salamanders?
No, 12-inch range.
Are they 12-inch range?
12-inch range. So it's actually fairly limited. Yeah, so what he's done is he's definitely screened the Sentinels, but this priority roll is going to be absolutely massive. Oh, we've had a vote on table. Oh dear, I missed it. So if someone could put the info back in for me, we just had a vote. I think it was for table 3, and it seemed very dominant. But yeah, the Salamanders have dropped down. And they are looking to hit those Wardens.
Yeah, I think they nuke those Wardens in one go. Unless I'm rolling it, because I can't roll Salamander dice. But luckily, it's not me rolling it.
Yes. So just to let you know what their attack profile is, in shooting, 12-inch range, it's 4 attacks, 3s and 3s, rend 2, D3 damage. But any 6s to hit is D3 mortal wounds. So those 6 Salamanders that we're looking at there.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, that's quite a bit.
Okay.
So that's 24 shots, hitting on 3s, wound on 3s, rend 2, D3 damage. Now, if you can give one of those units of 2 all-out attack, if you want, so it's 2s and 2s.
Yep. That's really good, isn't it? So you can really do some work with those. Do we know if Teclis got protection of Teclis off?
Yeah, so Teclis did get protection of Teclis off.
Wow, okay,
yeah,
so that could help.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so that's a 5-up ward save coming from Teclis in an 18-inch bubble. That's what he did.
Yeah, that's
what he's
really,
got.
really
so
powerful,
that is,
isn't it?
you're absolutely right. And also, if he wants to, he can all-out defense that unit. That might be worthwhile. That's going to put them on 3s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that Ren 2 means going to have 5-up armor save and then a 5-up ward. Now, it's not brilliant, and if he really wanted to, he can actually pop Aether Quartz and all-out defense, so he can actually be on a 4-up.
Yep.
And he's also in Shining Company, so he's -1 to hit. So he's got all of the tools that you could possibly want. -1 to hit, 4-up armor save, and then a 5-up ward. But it's still just a prodigious amount of output. And I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do, to be honest.
Yeah, it's so much output. I think Matt's almost got to get a little bit lucky here. I think it is just going to come down to a little bit of luck.
Okay, so some interesting news on table 4. Is that the Jack's Zytrek list, his Lumineth Realm Lords, has failed to cast anything.
I'm sorry. The Lumineth, the Masters of or the Masters of Magic, have failed to cast a single thing. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, it is pretty strong, and he's got to decide what he's going to do with the Lore Seeker. Not even Lambent Light would be particularly much to deal with in the moment. But there we go. So we're going to see those Wind Spirits being aggressive. And again, don't forget that Jack gave the turn away. He's got the double. So you've got 2 of the 400 club right now set up for the double, which will be pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
Okay, so table 3. Craig has won the priority into turn 2.
He needed that one.
He needed that. We saw Be'lakor, as you can see in the center there, in the forest, fighting against that Kraken Eater Mega Gargant. With the Gatebreaker on the left still doing well. And he did need that because those objectives were going to be really strong.
Yeah, so it's really awkward for Craig here because you can see that you've got a Gatebreaker or a Mega Gargant on the left, 2 Mega Gargants on Craig's home objective, and then a Mega Gargant on the right objective as well. So Craig has got such a dominant position here. And the issue is that Simon's armies, he's not got a lot of, output, but a lot of border presence.
Well, so Craig's actually also thinks he's on it. He's chosen...
So he's chosen bring it down for his battle tactic. Okay. So he thinks he can take one down.
He thinks he can take one down, and he's pointing. There he is. He's like, that's the one. I'm going to take him out. So there's do you think he's got that? So this is where the Boom Thirster comes in, right?
Yes.
This is the Boom Thirster. You want to talk about the Boom Thirster, right?
Yes.
So he is a big corn. He's not a demon prince. He's a bloodthirster. Yeah, and he's armed with a very special axe. It's big, it's meaty, and it does mortal wounds in AoE. Specifically, how much output does it have?
Yeah, so he's got the Outrageous Carnage ability. So if the unmodified wound roll for an attack made by this model is a 6, each enemy unit within 8, so not just the one, each enemy unit within 8 of the attack suffers the number of mortal wounds shown on the damage table. It starts off as 4 mortal wounds. So for every 6 to wounds, it starts off with 5 attacks. Every 6 to wound does 4 mortal wounds to everything within 8.
So he could do some pretty prodigious damage.
So with 2 of them, you got 10 attacks.
Yeah.
You could do a lot here.
But he's only got he's only got all the Boom Thirster in his list, right?
Both the Boom Thirsters.
Oh, he's got 2.
Yeah, double Boom Thirster.
Okay, fascinating. I'd be interested to see how that pans out.
You can see him. He's ready. He's ready to roll those 6s.
And he's hoping to do the damage.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So that's gone really well for him. We'll see how it actually pans out. On turn 4, we're just trying to see Jack unpack this army. So as you can see, we have 2 of the Wind Spirits. I think Severith is the one in the center.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Severith is one in the center, and we have another Wind Spirit on the left.
I think Severith's all the way at the back. The one on the right on the back, isn't it? Oh, he is in the center.
Severith is in the center. And then on the far right-hand side, there is the other Wind Spirit.
Tucked away in the corner.
Yeah, and then we've also got, I'll just double-check and make sure I'm absolutely right. Yeah, he's also got that Venari Lord Regent, which is so key because he can buff up those Sun Metal weapons at any point.
Yeah, so if you cast it on him, D3 units can get Sun Metal weapons.
So, we've had the Salamanders activate on table 1. So 6 of them are shot, and like I talked about before, that's 24 shots going in. 24 shots. Now, he only procced, of those, he only procced 2 6s.
Okay.
And he's only killed 7.
Wow.
7 of the 20.
That's crazy, isn't it? That's not actually a lot of output.
Whoa, okay.
Hang on. There's something going on at the other table. What just happened?
Pretty massive. We'll go back to that in a minute. So this is pretty important. Fabian's pretty hype about this. Lovely guy, Fabian.
See him
really
dancing around. What's happened?
He's pretty excited. He's stopped the Soul Scream Bridge.
Wow.
Which is really important. And the reason for that is pretty key. Because when you do deploy your units from the Soul Scream Bridge, you have to do 9 inches away from your opponent. But that doesn't matter when you're Tzeentch, because you could just choose to charge 9 inches. And as you can see from Daniil's dice pool on the far right-hand side, he's got the choice to do that. But that now hasn't been given him as a choice, because he stopped the Soul Screen Bridge on an 11.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and an 11. He stopped his Tzeentch Magic Phase on 11, and he did it with a Gargant, with I don't think he's got the glowy lantern. Let me just check this right. He's got, let me just double check. The Arcane Tome, turning him into a wizard.
So he's got 1 unbind.
1 unbind.
And he's unbound the Tzeentch's
on an 11.
Soul Screen Bridge.
Huge.
Amazing. That is
Absolutely
massive,
huge.
though, because that's going to stop those pink horrors from being able to screen out the objectives. And if Fabian gets the turn here and Daniil doesn't screen out quite enough, he's literally just going to toe onto those objectives, which is going to be massive.
It is going to be.
So this actually failing to get, or having the Soul Screen Bridge unbound is huge.
Yeah, very, very important. And there you go. So that means he's not good, because in that position, I think Daniil was in a really strong place. If you look at the board state, you put the 20 pinks, you charge them into the 2 dudes in the center. Yeah. They can't retreat, and then you just whip around, grab all the other objectives. Yeah. Burn them, and you'll be like, cool, we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This could literally just game over.
Yeah. That was
because of Soul Screen Bridge.
Yeah. If anything, I feel like the Blue Scribes was a bait.
Potentially.
Because I wouldn't have ever looked at it. I wouldn't have ever thought, you know what, they're free. I would have never thought to push there. Because what's he got? Because Fabian's currently got 2 Gargants in no man's land, and we know that holding an objective is the most important thing you can do right now. Yeah, so Daniil has got a bunch of options for putting different units everywhere. Also summoning points, so he's got some movement, he's got some speed, he could do loads of stuff.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I definitely think it was the right decision from Fabian to shoot Blue Scribes, though, just because they're so important. And Fabian does know his Tzeentch. He's played a lot of tournaments with them. He's won tournaments with them now, and I've spoken to him about it before. And he says if his Blue Scribes die, he hates playing the game. So I think it was almost his own psychological thing that he was like, I've got to get rid of them, because if I lose them, I hate it.
Yeah, that makes. So we're over on table 4. So we've seen the salamander.
Yep. So those salamanders. Which we're seeing them lifted. We're seeing one of them lifted up. We're seeing them lifted, and we're seeing them go down. And we've shot 8 of the sandlers, and he's got 1 left. Now, actually, that's not that bad. I was going to say he's going to need to make sure he finishes those off, because rally on salamanders is amazing, because when you've lost the handlers, you can roll the dice for the.
Oh, there you go. And Severith has taken out that last salamander.
He had to do that, didn't he? Because of that rally, like you were saying. If you kill the handlers, you roll the dice for the handlers, and you can bring back a salamander.
You can bring back the salamander. So that was really clutch and quite important. And Severith has still got loads of options. Look, he's just trying to get rid of those salamanders. And truthfully, I don't really understand Josh's play, because he traded badly, on this particular match. He didn't move anywhere useful.
Yeah, I think he should have definitely teleported something to just have a pop. He should have done 1 unit. He was going to lose a unit, right? So you might as well thrown 1 unit in and control the one that you were going to lose.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it should be on the far left-hand side. He doesn't need any of this shooting that's coming in now. He could have been much further back.
Yeah,
He
definitely.
could have been much further back, and he could have threatened that left-hand side. Now, yes, the Wind Spirits could have come over and done the same thing to that unit of Salamanders on the far-hand side, but then they would have been out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's so interesting playing against an army that can be anywhere on the board.
Yeah.
But then both players can be, so...
I don't think Jack can from his movement, can't he?
Yeah.
But he hasn't got any teleports.
No, but he can from his... It's basically teleports, right?
Yeah, it's true,
It's pretty fast.
I mean, they can go 60 inches, right? Because they've got the speed of Heish and the 12-inch move in your enemy shooting phase, or in every shooting phase.
Good.
Which is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. What's up, Bobbin in the chat? Thanks, everyone, for tuning in live. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you, especially to MJ Pegasus, for helping do some predictions. You've been a babe all day. So thank you. So this is table 4 of our matchup between the Bad Moon Loons and the
400 Club.
And the 400 Club.
See, I can't wait to find out how the game on table 3, is it? Or 4? Yeah, 3. Because I can't wait for those Bloodthirsters to go in.
So those
Boomthirsters.
So the Boomthirsters are on the way. So we're only in turn 2 on table 3 at the moment. So these guys still playing for now.
Yeah.
So this is just rolling the charges for the Boomthirsters. We'll
I
come back
really
for the
can't wait
combat.
for
I just want to say that we're in an exciting place on table 1. If you look.
Oh, hello.
So 2 of the units of salamanders were able to get in.
Yep.
So there you go. So they're looking to attack. So 1 unit of 2 on the right and 1 unit of 2 in the center, looking to attack into those sentinels where they can. Now, they're not quite as good in a fight, but they're still pretty brilliant. 3 attacks each, 3s, Ren 2, and again, D3 damage. Any 6s to hit, D3.
Mortal wounds as
Now,
well.
I don't think the Sentinels are going to be in Shining Company, and those Salamanders are also potentially going to get hit by those Wardens. So
And also that Unleash Hell, isn't it, from the Sentinels?
Oh, yes. I don't know if there was any CP left for Matt.
I don't
know
think,
if
to be
Matt
fair, I don't
did
think
Unleash
Matt
Hell.
minds being... sorry, I don't think Luke minds being Unleashed Hell, because those Sentinels are only going to do about 8 wounds,
Yes,
which
true.
is just the handlers. And I don't think he cares about handlers, right?
I don't think he cares about the handlers, but you never know. Like, he could proc heavy.
Yeah, definitely.
He could proc heavy.
But I think it's definitely a risk you want to take, right?
Yeah, of course. And Matt Goldsborough also playing in Sire and not in his normal Helon, and he would have been able to get extra shots.
Yeah, definitely. Matt made Helon famous, didn't he? And now he's ditched them and gone to Sire again.
Yeah, he made
Tricked
them famous
everyone
and then
into
he
thinking
ran
they were
away.
good.
So we're just seeing I think, oh, look at that, 2 6s in the combat phase, I think, is what we just saw.
Oh, we love to see it.
But we don't know what's actually been rolled for, so we'll find out in a
Stop
moment.
guessing about it, right?
Yeah, who's attacking who. Right. Okay. So we'll just see. Don't forget, Protection of Teclis is up. So that's,
that's that 5-up save. I think that was just what just rolled me.
5-up ward save, and I don't think we got many there. So I think this has gone into the Sentinels, is what we're looking at.
It's surely gone into the Sentinels,
What's
right?
fascinating about this is, like, Matt almost had no options to stop it. It just lands and does this.
Yeah.
It lands and does this.
Oh, they're taking off Wardens there.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, Joe Cryer, how are you? I hope you're well. So
Table 3, the Boomthirsters
they're
are going
in. Okay, so we'll find out from our table boss. Maybe he can give us some live updates of the actual combats as they go. The Boomthirsters are going in. Now, they can't both attack at the same time, so it's going to be 1 then 1.
Yep.
But we're going to see what that output is.
The Boomthirsters.
However, monstrous reactions first.
Oh, yeah.
Kraken Eater roaring at the Bloodthirster, so it won't be able to give itself +1 to hit. That's a fair one. Did it work?
So Gargant's gone for all-out defense,
Yeah.
which is quite interesting because he needs to keep that one alive because that's the battle tactic. Craig is going for bring it down.
The first Boomthirster has rolled 3 hits, but no mortals, it looks like.
But it's 6s to wound. So it's 6s
No
to
6s
wound.
to wound. Yeah. We want the booms. Get to the chopper. Oh, he rolled 2 6s to wound.
Sure, it's wounds. Hang
I'm
on.
sure it's hits.
Do you think it's hits? I think
It
it's
might be
wounds.
wounds.
Let's have a look, shall we? Yeah, so it's the unmodified wound roll.
So he's
So
rolled
that's
2
going to
6s
be 8
to wound.
mortal wounds.
Wow, so he's done 8 mortal
To
wounds.
both
to
of them.
both Gargants. Huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's hilarious.
That's very funny. With 1 Boomthirster left to go.
With 1 Boomthirster still to go.
That's good. So he's done 16 mortal wounds in that activation across the Gargant
But he has to. The thing is, he has to bring the one that he's in combat with down because that is the bring it down.
Yeah, but if he does have to bring the one he's in combat with down. You're absolutely right. But if you look, he's also kept the Gatebreaker out on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that. And so. Oh no, it's 4 mortals per 6 to each unit within.
Yeah, so it's 4 mortals per 6 to each unit within 8.
Yeah.
So
it'll be
if
8
both
per Mega Gargant for a total of 16 in total.
Yeah.
Nailed it. So that's how it works. And then so he's putting. Oh look, he's struck back. He looks like he's put quite a few wounds on that Boomthirster, but not enough. But again, the Gatebreaker can't pile in. Now, not forget, Craig has got the top of this turn. So Simon is going to get the next turn. He is going to be able to pile in and attack.
Yeah. But don't forget, you've also still got Be'lakor to go and the second Bloodthirster to go.
Yes, you are. Be'lakor to go as well. So the Gatebreaker... so the Gatebreaker has stopped a bit.
Oh, so he's got an Amulet of Destiny and he only stops 1 of those mortal wounds. That's not very good.
Okay, so table 1, that unit of Salamanders on the right-hand side is about to be attacked by the Wardens.
Okay.
That you can see. Now, they've got some blessed weapons, so they'll be doing mortals on 5s.
Okay. And I assume that Luke's gone for all-out defense on
He
that.
has. He's gone out for all-out defense on those guys. Now, obviously, they can be doing mortals as well. That's going to be fairly important.
Yeah.
Any
5s or 6s to hit is going to be a mortal wound.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they've got 3-inch range, remember, so they can get a lot in.
They can get a lot of attacks in. And again, he might just be losing handlers. And look, the Salamander attacks, as you can see, did target the Wardens, and they didn't target the Sentinels, which I think is the right play. Now, a double turn here, and it's just all over.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So we've got the priority roll coming up, and Luke is just going to push those Salamanders forward. Again, he's going to murder absolutely everything that he's looking at. Now, yeah, you're right. He didn't kill those. Oh, so he's only killed 4.
Wow, is that it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
In which phase? Yeah.
That's really, really good for Luke. Luke's going to be over the moon with that.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be.
This is tough game for Matt, though. Because the issue with the techless builds is once you kill all the stuff around techless and the Sentinels, they just don't do a lot.
No, but like they're also in Technado range, don't forget. So 2 units of them.
No, but we've seen it time and time again with these techless builds where you start killing the Wardens and the stuff around techless, and techless can't do it all on his own.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Unlike a Nagash build, where Nagash can do it on his own, a techless can't.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I think ultimately in this particular setup, if the priority roll goes to Luke, I think it's game over.
Yeah.
However, if Matt gets priority roll,
he's going to do a lot.
I think he can do enough. I'm sure he can definitely deal with the 2 units and 2 Salamanders in front of him. But not sure what he can do with that unit of 4 in the back.
And then he's got 4 more coming up. And he's going to be summoning more as well.
So table 4. So the Salamander's on the right of attack. So is that table 4? No, table 2. Sorry. Table 2. Nope.
No, table 1 with Luke and Matt. The Salamanders have gone back into those Wardens and they've
done no damage.
Done no damage.
Okay, so that was on that one. Okay, that's good for the Wardens. That's really good for the Wardens.
Yeah, really, really good.
And the Sentinels are going to be attacking here as well. Honestly, it's this priority roll is just going to be whether or not Matt can pull the game out or it's all over and Luke's taking it. So we'll come back to that. Let's have a look and see how Daniil has unpacked his army here. So he's kept Kairos fairly safe with that big brick of pinks. Looks like his game plan has changed pretty significantly.
Yeah, without that Soul Screen bridge, he had to change his game plan drastically.
So those Varangard are also holding on the objective as well, and then the back in the back, those Carrick Acolytes are holding the objective.
Yeah, and Daniil is a really defensive player, isn't he? So he normally plays very defensive. So without that Soul Screen bridge, he was always going to just start playing in that castle, stay there, and just say, "Come at me, come on, come here." Yeah. But the thing is, the Gargants have the damage to deal with him. Because it's Stomper. Remember, this is Stomper tribe, not Taker tribe.
Okay, yes.
And he's got double War Stomper.
Yeah, so he is going to be able to do a lot of extra attacks.
Yeah.
Okay, pretty massive news. Just to keep you updated, over on table 3, the Kraken Eater returning back into the Boomthirsters, wounded one of them. Okay. Did 10 damage, but that Boomthirster is still to go. We don't know how many wounds are left on the Kraken Eater, which is the battle tactic.
Really important.
That's going to be 13 wounds.
Wow.
He's taking 22. So if he lives...
I think it was brave to bring it down.
I think it was brave to bring it down.
I didn't think he had full.
Yeah.
So he's gone from full to try and bring it... Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Brave.
Very brave. Very brave. But
if you do it with a monster as well, it's going to be a 4-point swing.
Yeah.
So it's big points values here.
Ooh, okay. So big news on table 2 and table 4. On table 2, we got a priority roll coming up. So this is going to be really important. By the way, we're hot to the gossip. So we got this priority roll coming up. I think Fabian is not. I think they've both gone to the bar.
Yeah, they've just nipped out for a second. But there's a priority roll
coming on.
Table
one priority. Are they doing it in the tray? Matt rolls a 2.
And Matt gets it on a 2.
They both rolled a 2. Oh, they're so happy. So both of them. Yeah, so Matt actually finished, said he was taking the turn before the dice stopped rolling, interestingly.
I think Luke hates everything right now. He's not going to be happy, is he?
Well, I mean, it just puts Matt in a chance.
Yeah,
so what this means is, when you both roll the same dice, whoever went first last round gets the choice again, because that means you can't be doubled.
Yeah, and Matt is always taking his turn when he won it.
Always taking. So he's in a really, he's not in a great place, but he's not in a I lose now place. Yeah.
If he lost the priority, he was in an I lose now place.
Yeah, and he's got so many options, right? He's got a Technado. So he's doing Monstrous Takeover.
Which is an auto one, because Technics is
Technics
already
is
on
right
the
there.
objective, so he also gets that one.
So this means he's going to be able to try and like push himself out of here, but I don't know how he's going to be able to. So he's going to have to rely on a lot of damage coming in, which is important.
And he still has to screen out, remember, because the Seraphon teleport every turn, and they summon stuff.
Yeah, I mean, but what's he got to like all of that? Like, they're not cheap units anymore. Like
It's
when
true.
they were 80 points, it was dumb. But of course, like they're still like they're 125 per one now. So 250.
Yeah, 120 points per one.
120. So it's 240 per block.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 1,000 points of the army as those salamanders, right? So
It is a lot, isn't it?
it's a lot. The slan is in there almost as tax. Yeah, the slan is there as tax.
The slan is basically tax. It's just there to bring stuff down, isn't it?
And then he's got the Bastillodon. So, of course, he's moving up. But, like, Luke's put the pressure on, very much like we saw last game, last round. He's put the pressure on, and he's like, look, you need to move out. And I still think he's in the driving seat. And Matt's going to have to do a phenomenal amount of outplay.
Yeah.
Right, so over on on table 4, we had a priority roll on table 4. This was pretty huge. And it went to Josh with his Draco tail. So Jack didn't get the priority.
Okay.
Yeah, so which is pretty
Josh
key.
has won the priority, yeah?
But if you look at the 2 Wind Spirits on the left-hand side.
Oh, they've run away.
They've run away, but they also cleared out loads of the Skinks. There's almost no units left already for these guys. And they've already lost some Salamanders, so it really feels like he's not in the... Yeah. Well, there was only, 210 Skinks.
Yeah, but, it's impressive, that is. Just watching how this army actually plays is quite interesting.
Okay, so and talking about priority rolls that are pretty key. On table 2, Daniil has won the priority roll on table 2 for Zinch and also Dabab Moonloons, and he is going to be taking the turn.
Yeah, he's going to be very happy about that, isn't it?
He's over the moon.
I'm not sure what he's going to do with it, because he's essentially in the same position as he was already. So if he's already in that position and he's gone defensive straight away, does he now unpack knowing that Fabian's going next, or does he stay still where he is knowing that Fabian's going next? If that makes any sense,
Yeah, it does. It does.
Or do you even give the turn now you've played defensive?
I don't know. I think he can do the same thing. He's just a turn behind, right? Like, what he can do is he can absolutely pin in those Mega Gargants when he needs to. If he wants to push the Varangard into a unit, he can push the Varangard into a unit. He doesn't have the output, like you say, but he's got the options to run around. The bridge is still there, but he definitely has.
But nothing's going to be in range of that bridge anymore, is it?
No, you're right. He's got nowhere to push them. But and also don't know what his battle tactic's going to be.
Yeah, so Daniil has taken the turn there, hasn't he? And he's gone for Ferocious Advance, which is run 3 units.
Run 3 units.
Make him finish within 3. Don't make the mistake we saw in game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's going to be running 3 units. So we'll see where he ends up. I think he might elect to run them.
Yeah.
Push them in front of the Mega Gargants.
Okay.
But not charge them.
Yeah.
Not give combat in his opponent's turn and still just hold off.
Well, the issue is, don't forget that the Gargants walk over the top of them.
Yeah, that's true.
So you almost want to leave them where they are, because or else the Gargants are going to walk over the top and score the objectives.
Yes.
He's got to be really careful with where he positions here.
Yeah,
really careful.
This is going to be one of those things. Listen, Daniil is a really competent player.
He is, yeah.
And he's honestly he's not someone who I can guess. Most players I can guess where they're at. I can't guess where Daniil is
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Zero idea.
Zero idea.
Because I think there's Varangard. We've seen them in game 1 with Mark playing them against Gargants, and they didn't actually do a lot into the Gargant. They did a lot of damage, but they didn't do enough damage, and then they died back. And Fabian's list does more damage than what the list that Mark was playing against.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So update on table 1, pretty important right now. We've had Emerald Life Swarm cast by Matt, and it was not unbound by Luke Slan. So he is going to be able to pop that Emerald Life Swarm down, which he's going to control. And it looks like he's pushing them into his Wardens for D3. Looks like he's got the big 3. He's got the big 3.
So he's going to be trying to bring back his Wardens, isn't he?
He's going to be looking to bring back those Wardens for that combat punch. That's what he wants. So he's already brought back the big 3. He might bring another 3 back. He'll basically have most of his unit back, which I think is actually pretty important.
Yeah.
But again, the output that I see available to him, as in the volume of output that I see, is he clears 2 units of the Salamanders.
I always find that Lumineth struggle against MSU builds because they just can't touch, because they want to priority.
They almost overkill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They want to target priority things, right? But when you've got lots of little threats, because Salamanders are big threats, but they're lots of little threats, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And Lumineth always struggle with which one do I go for, because I have to split my attacks, and they don't like splitting their attacks because you're fishing for those 5s and 6s of the mortal wounds. So if you're splitting, you can't guarantee to kill something.
Okay, so we just found out that we got enough models back into the unit from Emerald Life Swarm.
Wow.
That unit can cast a spell, and being able to cast a spell means that they can do some blessed weapons on themselves.
That's really big, isn't it?
Yeah, some metal weapons. Sorry, sun metal weapons. And yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it's massive because that means they can actually potentially they can potentially deal with those salamanders, because there's only a couple of handlers left because they killed 4 handlers in that last turn. So there's 2 handlers left, and those salamanders are on 3 wounds each, is it?
Yeah, those salamanders
so
are on 3 wounds each.
Still
On a
8
4-up
wounds
save.
there.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of work for them to do.
Yeah. So the loads of work for him to do, and I don't know if he's got enough output. Basically.
Yeah, I don't think so because of the way the Lumineth work.
Yeah.
Like because of how Lumineth work with their output, it's a very different type of output. If that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. Right. So let's just go and keep an eye on what's happening on our other tables. On table 3, look, did it die? We'll find out. We think Table Ross was just away for a moment, so we think we had the Gargan go down.
Bloodthirster. Yeah.
The Bloodthirster took it out. They took out the battle tactic unit. Yeah, took out the battle tactic unit, which I think is pretty key. So it means he's got the extra points, right?
Yeah, definitely. Because that bring it down is going to be massive. Because that's 2 points for bring it down, 1 point for killing a monster, and 1 point for doing it with a monster.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. That's 4 point swing just from one battle tactic. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see that the Bloodthirsters do a lot of damage here.
Yeah.
To even more stuff. Because I'm not sure who won the priority, but it looks like Simon essentially won it because he's measuring some stuff.
Yeah, we'll get an update from that table 3 in a moment. Table 4, let's go take a look at that and see how Josh is trying to push back from this play. And look, we've already lost 1 Wind Spirit in the shooting phase.
Wow.
And then we're waiting to see what else is shot.
Severus taken 5
Severus has taken 5 wounds already. And then we've still... Oh, still... No.
He's still there.
What else is left to shoot, please, Table Boss? And can we find out if the battle tactic for the Gargant's on 3?
So 8 wounds taken. That means he's on 2 wounds left?
Yeah, 2 wounds left.
It's going to be the story. He's going to be on 1 wound again, isn't he?
Well, there's still a charge. Oh, no, because he's going to move at the end of the movement.
Yeah, move at the end of the shooting phase.
1 Bastillodon left to shoot.
I really hope it doesn't end with Severus being on 1 wound. Because this has literally been the whole day. We've had things just ending on 1 wound and then running away.
Yeah,
and healing back up because they're heroes.
Yeah, always. It's definitely going to be 1 wound.
I almost hope it happens, to be honest. Because that would just be hilarious.
Perfect. Yeah, that's brilliant. So, as a roundup on table 2, Daniil has cast every spell on nothing less than a 10.
I'm sorry.
Nothing less than a 10.
That's going to be the blue scribes, though. When we were saying how important those blue scribes are, they can re-roll everything.
And the Varangard right there, they're re-rolling to hit and re-rolling to wound.
Damn!
Yeah.
Okay.
So good.
So they're coming in.
And their saves, and they've got a +2 to save.
So they're coming in. Coming in hot.
Yeah, they're coming in hot. There's so much news.
I was saying, what is happening right now?
So much news. So listen, Daniil's got rerolls to hit, rerolls to wound,
yep.
+2 to his save.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's pretty confident that he's in a good spot. So I think he's going to push this unit forward, and then he's going to go for the big charge. Not forgetting you can choose the dice roll. Table 3. One of the Bloodthirsters was shot off in the shooting phase. In the shooting phase of the Gargants.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So they're still not in a bad place. So there's that. And then on table 4, Severith. Absolutely 0 people are upset about this. Severith has been shot off.
Wow.
In this bottom side.
Okay. Okay.
And now we're in on table 3, we're in the Gargant's charge phase.
Oh.
Oh, deed.
Do we know? Is it aggressive? So he's got an aggressive expansion. So he also does that one, right?
Yeah, he's also auto done that one.
With
yeah,
a monster.
We'll just get the scorecard up and make sure that's right. No, so we haven't got the. Okay, so we haven't heard what battle tactic Simon's actually gone for on table 3 this round. So we'll just get that up in a monstrous takeover. Thank you. Yeah, you did say.
Yeah,
thank
so
you.
easy peasy for him because he literally just leaves a monster on an objective.
Any monster, any objective.
And you've got to remember, turn 2 in this mission. So the mission is power in numbers. You start burning stuff from turn 2. So all the objectives that Simon's on, he can now burn if he wants to.
Yes.
And he's controlling 5. So he can score 10 points.
But the important thing is he can score. He can burn 5, but then Craig can't burn any.
Yeah. So if he burns 5 here, that will give him 10 points from the primary.
I'm sure you can only burn enemy once.
No. So this one is any. So start from the second battle round at the end of their turn. So you can burn any. So if Simon burns 5 here, he's going to score 10 points on the primary.
Incredible,
right? Which leaves Craig on 1 objective.
Yep.
The max you can score is 8 points on that primary.
Amazing.
Okay, but it's not over because of the battle tactics. So it will come down to who does the most battle tactics potentially, and if Craig doesn't nab the last objective, so if he wants to play it that way.
So really key.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't burn all of them. I'd burn a couple, right, and leave another one for the next turn.
Okay. Yeah. So. Interesting sort of like design here. Now that gatebreaker in the center wasn't able to charge because of Be'lakor's Dark Master ability. So,
brilliant.
Yeah, really good.
So that ability is you literally pick a unit at the start of the enemy hero phase, and every phase roll a dice. On a 3+, it can't do anything for that phase. So you do it hero phase, you can't do anything. Movement phase, 3+, can't do anything. Charge, fight. It is absolutely amazing.
It's really, really good. And that's why you see Be'lakor in almost every list. And this season of the First Prince list is also very good in controlling for a bunch of different reasons. So that's one of the really interesting things about this particular list. Jumping back to table 1, just to see how Matt has tried to unpack this particular match. He's moved those units of Sentinels. Don't forget, that unit of Sentinels is not one big brick of Sentinels at the back, but they're individual ones of Sentinels. So their ability to hold those objectives are actually going quite well. So he's got that unit of 10 on the left with the Ballista, and he's got that unit of 10 at the back with Teclis also holding that objective, achieving monstrous advance as well. And then you've got that unit of Salamanders now in the shooting phase being dropped down. So the shooting phase coming out of the Sentinels. Oh, the Ballista that took them off. Okay, so we've still got the Sentinels to shoot. Amazing. Okay, so we've still got the Sentinels to shoot. So, and then those Wardens are going to push out. Now, the problem is, for Matt, is that he's still got those 2 units of 2 Salamanders on the right-hand side that can do absolutely anything that they need to. So, ultimately, those guys could go down at any point. Those guys have still got all of their output to push into the opponent's army at any point, is what I'm trying to say. So they got loads and loads of options. Right, on table 3, we're just seeing how the combat is going. No, we're not. I think we're not. I don't know where we are in table 3 for the moment. Yeah, it's combat. We're in the combat phase. So the Kraken Eater there. So that Kraken Eater on the turtle has just lifted the Bloodthirster. Okay. He's killed 3 with his impact hits. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. So. Table 1, that last Salamander has gone in the shooting phase for Lumineth Realm Lord. So there's still that unit of Wardens fighting that 1 Salamander. And like I talked about a moment, Adam, I'm not sure if there's enough. He's cleared them. Cool. Yep. What has he lost? Has he actually lost anything?
Who, Luke or?
No, like, Matt, being real, like, he's going to next turn probably lose.
Well, it's that Lysworn that's brought back a load of the Wardens, isn't it?
Yeah, so, like, he's traded in the middle. He's traded 2 Salamanders for nothing.
Yeah.
In the middle. He's traded the 2 on the right, but he's just lost them. And the other 2 at the back will probably trade out quite nicely with the Wardens.
Yeah.
But then that's it, right?
But it's the Sentinels at the back.
Yeah, but the Sentinels are 3 units of 10, so they're just at the back of the board.
Are they 3 10s? They're not 1
3 10s. They're 3 10s.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I sort of saw the block in the middle, and I was like, yeah, they've done loads, mate. Like, what are you talking about? But yeah, if they're 3 10s, that's nothing, is it? Like, that is big.
So maybe he'll try and long bomb charge into the Salamanders at the bottom. I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think you want to go into more Salamanders because they're just going to unleash hell and do stuff to you.
Oh, so look, so even some more shooting from the handlers.
Yeah.
And actually, that's quite interesting because they can battle shot quite nicely.
Yeah.
There's a risky battle shot because he hasn't got a character. Actually, he must be wholly within 18 of the general, who is the Slan.
Yeah.
Because he had to drop within there. So actually, he's got a CP. As long as Luke's sat on a CP, he can make the
exactly.
battle shot.
Exactly. And they're also bravery 10 as well, right?
Yeah.
And I think we've got to remember that Luke, yes, we're seeing him lose a lot, but he's summoning a lot every turn as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, I think with Seraphon, you can do those bad trades because you're bringing stuff back quite quickly, right?
He's now traded 500 points for nothing.
No, I agree with you, but just saying, like, how he can get
board
back
presence.
to it.
He's got board presence.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, like, I do think that turn's probably gone badly. It's that way that, obviously, Matt got the turn, and that, or not got the double, but got the turn into 2.
Oh, yeah, to be fair. Had it gone the other way, it was all over.
I was going to say, if it went the other way, so actually it probably was the right move
yeah.
to do what it did, but obviously it's that risk-reward, isn't it? Unfortunately, this time it's gone the other way, and he's not reaping the rewards from it.
Absolutely. So we're on table 4, and we're into the Lumineth realm movement phase, so this is turn 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so
a lot happened turn 1, actually.
Severith is dead, the Wind Spirit is dead, but we've lost...
Pretty much all the Skinks have gone. A unit of Salamanders is gone. So the way
unit of 2 Salamanders.
Yeah, the way that Josh is controlling the board has been hit. The way that Jack is controlling the board has been hit. So they're trading really well.
Yes. Yeah. He's trading much better. What he's doing is he's shutting down Josh's ability to control the board space. But the Lumineth aren't super fast. We'll see where Jack decides to move that unit now. So that's his general.
Yeah.
Right there. So he's moved. He's pushed them forward. Is that a unit of Blade Guard that we're seeing? Not Blade Guard. Oh dear.
The Venari Blade Lords.
Yeah, the Blade Lords.
Yeah, that's the Blade Lords there.
Okay.
They're okay. I think they're just going to be there to try and score out that objective.
I think what he's doing is burning that objective. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah.
He's looking to charge in, and then he's looking to get hit by the tail attack.
Or he's trying to sit there to try and soak up the wounds for that left. What's he called? The Venari Lord Regent. He might be trying to soak up those wounds for him. So he's sending the Lord Regent in. But he's making sure the Venari Blade Lords are there to try and soak up those wounds.
Yeah. Over on table 3, I think we've just heard that we've got a priority roll coming into turn 3. And we have seen one objective burnt top left-hand corner.
Okay.
Simon scored 7 points.
Yep. Oh, so he's burnt 2 objectives. So he's burnt that top left and bottom
Craig,
right.
Craig, the happiest man probably in Warhammer right now.
Yep.
Yeah, because he has got because he just won the priority going into 3.
He's going to be very happy about that.
But he doesn't have a lot left.
No, he's only got Be'lakor, Kairos, 10 Plague Bearers?
10 Plague Bearers is what he's got. And if you look, Simon's been really clever about the objective he's burnt.
Yeah, this is really tricky for
top
him.
left-hand corner he burnt. Bottom right-hand corner he's burnt. Be'lakor doesn't outscore. Kairos doesn't outscore. This is all over. Simon's won this.
I think so, yeah. Especially if Craig takes a turn here, because that top right objective is going to get burnt by Simon just for the turn. Yeah, so Craig's taking the turn. I wouldn't be surprised if we now see Simon burn the top right objective, not from the mission, but because of the GHB pack.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then you go into Simon's turn. He then burns the last 3 and goes, GG, thank you very much.
Yeah. So all of these objectives have been kicked. So all of these objectives have been kicked as well because by the Kraken Eaters, which is cool. So they're much further up. So he's been able to close that gap. This is going really well for Simon, and he's played it. His list has played this.
This mission
really well.
for Gargants is really good.
What's also really important, this is going to be this is going to be a win, I think, pretty certainly for the Bad Moon Loons in this hotly contested match between these two teams.
Big match.
Because if we look at the state of play at the moment, on table 1, you've got this Luke versus Matthew game, which is really, 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 really in the balance.
Yeah,
really in the balance. On table 2, you've got this game between Daniil and Zinch, which really was still, Daniil and Fabian, which is still really waiting to get started.
Yeah, I think they're having a bit of a rules query at the moment, and they've just gone out to the TO to check what's happening here. It's basically about these, so the Varangard that are on the left there, it's whether they were 9 away for redeploy, basically. So they're just checking it all out with the TO to see if he can redeploy or not.
Okay. Oh, good. That's fine. Let's do a measure. So idea would be cool to see the team name. Thank you. We'll try and make that something that we do in the future, if that helps. So we'll get on that. Right. So then, so this is pretty key. So is that redeploy? What happens with redeploy?
So redeploy. If you move within 9 inches of the enemy can redeploy. That's a D6-inch move, any way you like, basically. So you can move forward if you wanted, but in this case, I have a feeling that Fabian wants to move backwards so that he's not within range of that charge anymore.
Yes, because of course,
because there's no 6s in that Destiny dice pool.
So
Kairos hasn't got his dice either.
No, you're absolutely right. So this is actually pretty in the key. So for a roundup, this game we don't know. Yeah, we've talked about table 3, and we're pretty confident that this is going to go to the Bad Moon Loons. Table 4.
I think this is pretty 50-50 as well, to be honest. Oh, maybe not. I've just seen 2 Salamanders lifted. I think this is going to be a 400 club win.
Yeah, sorry, we just saw the Salamanders get shot off by the Sentinels.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, I think this game's going to go Jack's way now. I've just seen those Salamanders lifted. I mean, there's only 2 Bastiladons, 2 Salamanders, and a Slan left.
Yeah, that said, though, like, the Sentinels aren't moving forward. Like you think about it, you still start on some summoning points. Like, yeah, it looks bad, right? We're going into a priority role. Those Blade Lords have got to do the charge, as has the Venari Lord in the centre. Yeah. They've got to try. But actually, those 2 Salamanders that are at the back, a bit of Comet's Call, and those Basiladons can kind of clear this midboard of the Wardens, the Venari Lord, and the Blade Lords. Maybe it's a bit of a push, but then...
Yeah, but I think those Sentinels need to stay there because you want to block out the teleports. So you want to stay there on those 3 objectives. So just some update. So update on table 3. Kairos with his first spell cast has just miscast his first spell. So he's just miscast his first spell. So Kairos doesn't have any dice left. So he can't change that. He can't Destiny dice anything because obviously he's not in Zinch. So Kairos you're going to see move back. He didn't manage to do the Gift of Change to do 6 mortal wounds. We've seen 2 objective burn already on this table. And I think Craig gave the turn. So does that mean he chose to burn an objective for the mission? Or is he, if that makes sense? So without any points being scored. And then if you go over to, if we have a look at table 1, on table 1, you've got Matt with his Lumineth Realm Lords has done quite a lot of damage actually to Luke's stuff. And what is Luke got left? He's got 4 Salamanders left, 10 Skinks. He's still got the Basti though, and he's unpacked better than Matt at the moment. If we go to table 4, Josh has just 1 priority into this turn, so Josh is going to be very happy about that. So Josh can do a lot of damage potentially. Those Sentinels still not unpacked yet. They're still moving forward, getting ready to nuke stuff. And then you've got the Venari Lord region in the middle there, trying to, I think, blocking out those Bastiladons, seeing what they can do. But I'm really interested in table 3. So table 3, unfortunately, I do think this one is going to be Simon's game. Simon has played an absolute, well, I say he's played a cracking game. He's played a game with Gargants, and this mission really favours Gargants just because of how this mission works, because of the way that you burn everything on turn 2 and the way that they cap objectives. So table 3 wins are the movement phase for Craig. We're seeing those 10 Plague Bearers on the right coming in behind Be'lakor. I'm excited to see at the end of the movement phase in Legion of the First Prince, you roll 3 dice. If you get a 10, then you can summon 10 lesser demons. So either Plague Bearers, Bloodletters, Slanesh dudes, or Demonettes. Oh, the Kraken Eagle just redeployed. How far is he redeployed? He's got 5 inches with that. So that is absolutely huge. And on table 1, you can see that the Wardens are looking for reset up, basically. I think they might have.
So, like, what do you think? Like, what do you think? How, like, is he in a dominant position now? Is he?
So, I was just explaining, like, the Seraphon, we've seen them do. Basically, they've not done a lot anymore because of how everything's healed, right? But the issue is that I think Matt hasn't unpacked well right currently.
Yeah.
I think Luke's unpacked better and has better board presence. So this is going to be a really, really tight game. And we were looking at table. Which table was it? Josh on table 4 has just won priority.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah. So he's going to try and do broken ranks to try and get those Wardens dead, which is very likely.
Did Jack burn both those 2 objectives?
Yeah, it looks like it. So he's burnt 2 objectives already.
That's massive.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Jack's game, right? On points.
More than likely, yeah.
Oh, but he only scored 3 for the burning.
Yeah, because you score 1 for getting into it, and then you score 2 for claiming it for 2 turns. So as soon as if you take it and burn it, you score 1.
Okay,
if you take
interesting.
2.
And so we got the priority for Josh, and Josh is going to be kicking himself because. Honestly, turn 1, putting those salamanders at the top against the Law Seekers. I don't understand why he just didn't do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think definitely you should have just gone straight at being way more aggro, shouldn't you?
Yeah, 100% should have been way more aggro.
This is the story of the day, doesn't it? You should have been more aggro. Like, come on!
Well, I mean, there's lots
just
on the
get
line,
in
right?
there.
You're playing for yourself. You're playing for your team. There's a lot to happen, right? There's loads that, like, there's emotionally on the line for you.
Yeah. So everything, like, you're trying to work for your team, aren't you?
Yes.
You're not just working for yourself.
Maybe you don't YOLO it quite as much.
Yeah, so you don't want to just go that, let's go, here we go, in. So it is, sometimes I think people play potentially worse in teams.
Yep.
Because they're so worried about working for the team. It's not just on them.
Yeah. So we finally had an update on not table 3, sorry. We'll go back to table 3 in a minute. On table 2, we have heard that the Gargan, the Varangard unit moved within range of the Mega Gargan for a redeploy.
Oh, no.
So we have had a redeploy from that unit at the bottom, which looks like it was potentially his charge option. But he's still got the charge on the far, into the center.
I don't think it matters too much, to be honest. Like,
I
think he was going for the objective,
what he would have done. Yeah, what he would have done is he would have been able to get onto the bottom 2 objective. Well, the bottom left-hand objective. Yeah, I don't. But again, we've seen these. We've seen this unit of 6 Varangard fight into a Mega Gargan. They don't kill anyone.
No, they don't do enough damage into a Gargan, do they? To almost take that risk.
Yeah.
So it is tricky, I think, with what you do with those Varangard, because those Varangard are buffed a lot. They've got their reroll saves, they've got +1 to hit and stuff, they've got reroll hits. They've got a lot of stuff going for them this turn. I just don't think you want to waste it, do you?
No, you don't. You don't want to waste it. So table 1, I absolutely. Joshua is. Table 1, not table 1. Sorry, table 3. It's 4. Sorry, I'm getting very confused right now.
There's a lot going on here because we've got a Lumineth. We've got a Lumineth player on table 4 and a Lumineth player on table 1.
Yeah.
So when I hear Wardens, I'm like, which table are we on again?
Which one? So we just know that Josh is sat on 10 summoning points, which is kind of the update that we wanted. I honestly don't know if he puts a Comet's Call out and he has the Salamanders plus the Bacillon shooting, if he can clear this.
I just think this is so tricky for Josh now. Because like you were saying, I didn't realise that those bottom objectives have been burnt.
Yeah, they were captured in the last turn.
That's the big part of it.
Yeah, they were captured last turn.
And
I think
the thing is, like, the top left objective, if you can't clear that Law Seeker, you're not going to be able to score the points for it.
No.
So then you can't burn it.
Yeah, so those, Comet's Call has hit 4 units, and he's looking to shut them down. Because we're in turn 3, right? Listen, Jack gets his turn 3, and he can push the Sentinels and another Wind Spirit forward. But that's it. Like, it's all he's got.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's really difficult, isn't it? And we've also got to remember that this mission is only Battle Line can burn.
Yeah.
And there's no Battle Line left for the Seraphon player.
Is it only Battle Line or only starting Battle Line?
So it is...
And he also has Guard, Saurus Guard in the Ziggurat, and they might be they might be his battle line, but this is one of those things I need to check.
These are one of these. We've got confusing rules
the guard are battle line, so he can use the battle line.
Yeah.
Hey, Aesthetic Deluxe. Is this at the same location as the LGT or different venue? It's actually, this is the Age of Sigmar event at the LGT. So the LGT is being cast. If you're interested in going and checking out the 40k side, that's being done on the T Sports Network by my good friends. Tom and Nick are doing the commentary. John's doing the coverage. Doing all the tech. With Nick being their table boss.
And they're doing a cracking job over there, aren't they?
They're doing a great job. There's 32 teams of 4 here at the LGT, at the Bloodtithe event. So that's what we're looking at now. Just to update everyone where we're at, we've got 2 teams playing against each other, the 400 Club and the Bad Moonloons. On table 1, we've got Matt Goldsborough, pretty much making a huge name for himself in Age of Sigmar 3, up against Luke Morton from the Dragon Slayers. They're playing.
So the Dragon Slayers, obviously, Luke's from them. Luke's a really, really good player.
Yep.
We've seen him win lots of tournaments. But Matt also, we've seen him do lots really, really well. And we've gone into Luke's turn here, and you've seen those 4 salamanders from the middle right move up to that top right objective, and they are right in the face of those wardens. And I'm sure Luke is hoping that they do a little bit more this time. There's less of them to worry about, and I reckon 4 salamanders can probably clear those 15 wardens that are there. You've also just seen on the left objective 10 skinks move onto that objective at the top, which means that Luke is now in a position to burn that objective. So Luke could potentially burn 5 objectives this turn.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, so just for everyone at home, the score is and should be updated. The battle plan for this is you score at the end of the game when you burn one of those objectives.
Wow.
So the points that you're looking at, so just in this particular example between Matt and Luke, Luke has actually scored, as far as I understand it, he's tried Monstrous Takeover, and he's done Aggressive Expansion. And did he?
He would have done Monstrous Takeover automatically.
He would have done Monstrous Takeover. He would have achieved it. It doesn't say he did.
And then he would have also got Aggressive Extraction as well, because that's just for all 3. So he definitely would have got both of those. So it's going to be 4 each.
So it will be 2-2. Okay, so that's the case. But it'll be 4-4. But the hold 1, hold 2, hold more doesn't apply in this particular game.
No.
So it is a 4-4. And there you can see the battle tactics that they've currently chosen. Therefore, you'll know which ones are left.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Luke burn a lot of objectives here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him burn the 2 Matt's left and Matt's right objectives and keep his 3. Because then you wait a turn, you burn your 3, and you're probably in a good position to win the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, Luke's hoping for that priority.
He is hoping for that priority. So look, we've got another unit. So we've got those salamanders on the right-hand side. Looking to hit into those wardens again, and we've talked about this already. -1 to hit because of Shining Company.
Yeah.
5-up ward because of Techless. They can be adding Sire to stack their save to an additional +2.
Yep.
They can do all-out cover for additional +1 save, so they can be ignoring the rend coming on the
so
salamanders.
many save stackings in this
so
army.
you can they can have a -1 to hit 3-up save, and then any 6s do a mortal wound. And then even those mortal wounds have got a 5-up ward.
Yeah, it's really important that Techless is there. But I think Techless, you almost might want to play him a little bit more aggressively, because he just sort of sits there, doesn't he? He's more of a terrain piece than anything else.
100%. So on table 3, look at this. We've got Simon has chosen Bring It Down with his Gatebreaker Mega Gargant, looking to pin in Be'lakor between him and the Kraken Eater, which is riding that...
so this is going to be really important where he's positioned Be'lakor, because if Bellacor's within 9 of those Plague Bearers, he can bounce off wounds to them. So potentially, this could be tricky, but you've got to be within 9, and I'm not sure that's 9.
No, I don't think it is either.
So that could be a bit awkward.
Right, so and in this turn, top at the top from Kairos,
yep.
we saw in the top middle, we saw 5 pink horrors summoned
from Kairos.
From Kairos, because the Legion of the First Prince ability to summon a unit from the Warp, which is quite
roll
cool.
3 dice, get a 10, summon a unit. Lovely.
Lovely. Okay, listen, this is phenomenal. So we've got another 4 salamanders.
Right. Okay.
Shooting into those wardens.
They're going to do a lot into them.
And they've done 4 damage.
Wait, sorry, what?
4 damage. And this is after last turn when 6 of them did 7 damage. Right? They're tanking.
Okay.
They're tanking.
Okay.
We're not underselling salamanders. Anyone who watches this understands and knows salamanders.
To be fair, I understand that salamanders don't do anything because the last time I played them, they did nothing. So this is just.
But
this is how I see salamanders.
They do it. But there we go. We've got a charge in from Luke here. So he's charging in that unit of salamanders.
So that's 1 unit of 2, isn't it?
That's 1 unit of 2.
And I wonder if we'll see the other unit go in.
Maybe.
Because the thing is, he almost needs to kill this unit so he can burn it.
Oh, no, what he's just trying to do is trying to outscore it so he can burn it.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing. And he's got, what's he got? How many skinks has he got on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 7. He's just got to kill enough of those and not take
He's only got to kill like 1 or 2, isn't he?
Like, he's in a really good place here, and then he can burn that top objective. Then that puts him in the driving seat.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
On points. Not massively, but it does mean that, like, Matt will have to push out. And again, I mean, what else is, like, Matt can probably repeat what he did last time with the Sentinels and the Ballista and, like, take stuff out. He's going to have to bring... Techless in at some point, and if we look, Matt's done aggressive expansion, he's done monstrous takeover, he's done the easier ones.
Yeah.
So now he's going to need to do some of the tougher plays. Yeah.
Yeah, because but you say tougher plays, but he's going to want to bring it down, or not bring it down. Hold the line, the battle line kill one, whichever one that is, because there's 10 skinks on the left objective, so we can do that one fairly easily. Broken ranks, that's what I was looking for.
That's the one he would be trying to achieve. By the way, everyone in the Twitch chat, thanks for joining us live. Hope you're enjoying it. This is round 3 of the 5-round events. This is the last round of coverage today. Tomorrow, we will be live for 2 more rounds, so if you guys want to tune in for that.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will. So with hopefully an exciting kind of close to the day with the one of the winning teams in position to potentially take it out. Also, a big shout out to Age of Somebody in the chat, one of my favourite YouTube channels. If you haven't gone and checked it out, you guys should, because he's funny and it makes me smile. Right, so table 2. We have seen that unit of Varangard not charge. We just get an update from table 2. Is the charge phase over, and are we looking at the Varangard going to activate? We're not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be surprised if those Varangard actually go in now.
So talking about the swinginess of salamanders.
Okay.
Yeah. So they had last turn. So in the shooting phase, they had 4
salamanders.
Yeah. So they had 16 shots.
Yep.
With the same attack profile as their combat attacks.
Okay.
And they didn't kill the
They
wardens.
killed 4, didn't they?
Killed 4. 4. And then 2 with just 3 attacks each, so 6 attacks.
Okay.
Completely wiped the unit.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Did you just say completely
wiped
the
unit?
unit? Okay.
Yeah.
As you do, I suppose.
That's how they work. That's just what they do. They just do that volume of output. That's pretty big blow to Matt. Even though the Wardens aren't super expensive, they're one of his output units. Is that good?
And here we go for a priority.
Priority roll into 3.
Come on, here we go.
Matt's rolled a 2. And
Luke's got a 6.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
Matt
no.
managed to keep it off for a turn. He tried his hardest,
no.
but there's just
Oh,
too much
no.
output now.
Yeah, this is going to go wrong.
So yeah,
This is going to go wrong.
So Luke has won the priority roll. He's staring at it like he's somehow not going to take it, which is interesting. He's definitely going to take it.
Do you know what would be funny?
What?
If Luke actually gives it away and burns that middle objective in Matt's deployment zone because of the GER battle pack.
I wouldn't do that.
I mean, it would be hilarious, though.
It would
would
be
be a
funny.
power move.
It would be a power move, but it's the wrong decision. He's in a driving seat because actually he needs to draw it back because Luke probably, although he's close to us so he can hear it, close enough. Yeah, I've got to remember, Bad Moon Loons on table 3 are probably winning this. So this is priority for
definitely.
turn 4. Look, he didn't achieve Bring It Down, I don't think. I don't think he achieved Bring It Down.
Bellicor in Legion of the First Prince is actually really tough to take down.
Really tough to take
He's
down.
got
So
that
he didn't
6 up
achieve
ward.
it on that battle tactic. So he's in a driving space. Craig is also up points. Craig's up points. Is that 12-9? Is that right on that table? And Simon has scored no points this turn, and he failed his battle tactic. He
Maybe
didn't
we
kill
were
Bellicor.
wrong?
No.
But I suppose you don't score until you burn, right?
Yeah.
So he's just saving up those points, basically.
Yeah, he's got the back left-hand objective, he's got the middle objective, and he hasn't got the top objective yet.
Yeah.
And Craig has won the priority for this turn.
He's winning all the priorities.
So
this
what's
game.
what's he going to do, man? He's going to put 5 pink problems in front of him and shout at a Mega Gargant? He's going to do nothing.
Well, I think It's tricky, isn't it? Because of where the Mega Gargants are placed, I just don't see how he can do the damage here.
Right, so thanks, Rev, by the way. The Solo Sinish lost twice so far. The Solo Sinish list lost twice so far.
Oh.
Yeah.
Of course it did, because, it's Slanesh.
So Craig has chosen Conquer for his battle tactics, so he's going to look to take over one of the objectives. Not sure which one he's going to go for. Maybe he's hoping to kill... he can't outscore on the objective, can he?
No, that's the issue, because you've got to remember that Simon's Taker tribes, they're all counting as 30 model, or 25, 30 models. So, 30 models each. So, on that bottom objective, you've got 60. On the top objective, you've got 30 if you want it. And then on the left objective, you've got 30 as well.
Yeah.
And all that Craig has got left is 5 pinks, a Be'lakor, 10 Plague Bearers, and Kairos.
So, table 4, just to see if Josh can push back against Jack's advance. And Jack did burn 2 bottom objectives, but he didn't score loads of he didn't score lots for it. So there's lots to play for, but not forgetting if Jack wants to, he can just burn. I think he can just burn those 3 back objectives this turn.
Yeah, and it's 10-3, right?
Yeah.
So he can get 9 points from those.
Yeah, he can score 9 points. That probably puts him over the top. So inability for Josh to rescore those. But we just have seen the Wardens in the middle shut off, and we have seen the Blade Lords on the right-hand side drop down. So at the minute, I would say Jack's going to win this. It feels like it is, and I would say
There's
Luke
a cheeky
is.
Salamander on the left.
I mean, they should have been there turn 1.
They really should have.
Just talking about that.
Yeah, it's all about going aggro.
He was
should have been
summoned
aggro.
on.
Yeah, he was summoned and teleported, wasn't he? So he's just there eyeing up that Law Seeker.
So table 2. So this is probably the game that will decide. It'll still swing it. Now, one of the important things is there's this thing called capping.
Yep.
Right. So when your team wins by a certain amount of points, if you win by too many points, you get capped, so that you can't go ahead of everyone, so that round 5 isn't a dud round tomorrow.
Yeah.
However, the teams are still going to want to get through and win the tournament.
Cap, right?
Yeah. You want to hit the cap, and the important point is with 1 game down.
Yep.
In this particular matchup, and then this match between Daniil and Fabian, there's all to play for to see if the teams hit the cap. Both the Bad Moon Loons and the 400 Club are 2 teams that want to win the event.
Yeah, they definitely are.
They're here to win the event, so they want those maximum points. And right now, because they're a tentative game down on table 3, we could see a 2-2. 2 wins to both teams, and that will mean that they probably the bracket is available right there in the chat for you guys. If you guys want to go look, Overlord Moo,
Great name.
Great name.
Great name.
So yeah, the bracket is available for you guys, and
yeah. So you just want to cap, don't you, in this round? Because going into day 2, game 4, you want to be on that high, don't you? So you want to be like, yeah, I've capped. Here we go.
Yeah, absolutely. So table 1, Luke won the priority, has taken it. At the end of his turn,
so there's only the middle objective in Matt's territory and the one on the right in Luke's territory left.
Yes. So we've got the one in Luke's territory on the right is the only one that's left.
Yep, and the one in the middle on the Matt's territory.
Is
now, Luke has burnt himself, so he burnt the middle one of his, the left one of Matt's, and the right one of Matt's. So that's going to have scored him 9 points. Or, no, sorry, it would have scored him 7 points. And then he would have got, on the bottom left, that one's been taken away. That would have been taken away from the mission. I got the scoring wrong there because it would have been something like, so he'd get 3 for the bottom middle one, but then he'd get 1-1, so he'd get 5 points.
Wow, it'll
be something like that.
He'll communicate with the players so he gets the right score, which is interesting. But yeah, so basically many of these. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. But basically, what Luke has done with that priority role is he's secured himself a ton of different points Yeah, in the right
he's done
space.
really, really well.
It's interesting this particular battle plan because it's about tempo. Because actually, thinking about it, I don't care about scoring the 8 at the end. I just want to stop you scoring any early.
Oh, yeah. This mission, you see the 8 is like that. It's almost a bait prize.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, I could score 8. Whereas actually you just want to go, no, I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to keep scoring. And it also puts your opponent in a psychological disadvantage because they see the score running away from them.
Yeah, 100%.
And then you're like, oh, well, I can't win now, can I? Whereas they might be actually set on like 16 points.
Yeah. So table 1, it's Seraphon 8 and Lumineth 4 is the current score at the moment.
So that's big, especially when there's only 2 primary objectives left.
Honestly, I think it's currently a 2-1 to the 400. Yeah. But it's this game. Oh, no, it's not this game. Sorry. It's not this game. Table 2 is the game. It's this unit of Varangard. Now, they've got their rerolls to hit, their rerolls to wound, their reroll saves, and they're ignoring rend of basically 2. Yeah, not forget they're Mark Zinch, and when you're in... oh, no, they're not. Yeah, they are Mark Zinch, but that doesn't give them reroll 1s in this particular army. Yeah, so they are buffed up to high heaven, and they've gone into that Gatebreaker Mega Gargant in the middle, looking to take him out. And again, it's going to be really important, because honestly, if that unit of Varangard can take out 1... or 2 of the Mega Gargants.
Yep.
I think that's a tall order, to be honest. Then really Fabian just doesn't have enough.
I think they only just kill the 1.
I think they only just kill 1.
And I say just, I mean it could survive on 1 or 2 wounds. Like genuinely could survive here.
And then in table 3, on table 3, we're seeing absolutely everything that's charged into the Gatebreaker. Don't forget, Craig is going for... he's going for Conquer. Back to table 2, ignoring everything me and Adam said, the Mega Gargant is down.
Was that with their first activation, or have they gone
Was
twice?
that with their first activation or both activations? Because of course
Must
they
be
can
with
activate
both,
twice.
surely.
They can activate twice. So that's going to be pretty huge.
That is going to be big.
So he's activated twice. So he has
Wow.
they've activated twice. Yes. Okay. Wow. Killed him to the wound, which is actually the first time.
That is what we said, to be fair.
All weekend
we said
we've seen
just
everyone
kill him.
everyone down to 1 wound.
Yep.
You need to kill them all. This is actually really important now because that dead Mega Gargant, which is in the center, if we could get that off the board, would be cool. The dead guy means that now really Fabian has to play fairly defensively.
Yeah.
So he's got that 1 Gargant on the right-hand side, which he's going to run around to outscore that top objective and burn that and take that off Daniil. I think Daniil knows that, and so what he's set himself up to do, in opposition of how we've seen the other tempo of the games, is he's actually going to go for the 8 points.
Yeah, I think he's definitely playing for those 8 points.
He's playing for the 8 points.
But I also think Fabian's just playing to burn everything else.
Yeah, I think he is, but I think the loss of just 1 means that he's not going to be able to, because if Daniil's sat on enough fate points, what he'll do is he'll just do a long bomb charge. Like if any of those objectives are left because he pushes forward.
Yeah.
So bottom objectives, if they get left because Fabian pushes forward to try and take top objectives, then what Daniil does is he classic Zinch move, and it's a Zinch guy in me will tell you, you move forward with a fast unit, your Blue Scribes or your Lord of Change or your Fate Weaver, whatever, and then you just summon within 10 inches, 12 inches, any unit. Boom.
Nice and easy.
Boom, you grab that objective and you take that off your opponent.
Yeah.
So Fabian has to always be... It's not a teleport, but it's effectively, depending on which unit you're doing it with...
You zoom and teleport.
It's something like a 20 to 24-inch ability to cap an objective that you have to constantly be aware of, with your opponent able to stop none of it.
Yeah,
so
it's literally just all on you, isn't it?
It's all on you.
That's a really good trick, isn't it?
Really good trick. So now Fabian's got to make the decision what he's going to do there, because he feels like he just wants to run on and he wants to start hitting those pink horrors. But once he hits those pink horrors, don't forget Daniil's running Host Duplicitous. That Mega Gargant is never retreating. He's not allowed to retreat.
No.
Yeah.
See, I was just thinking, because the issue is that Fabian's got, I think, because he's Breaker Tribe.
Yeah.
He's only counting as 20 or 15, isn't it? It's only 20. Yeah, 20 that he counts as. So he's got to be careful that those pink horrors don't cap stuff off him as well, because they are actually able to get him or take him off the objectives as well.
Yeah. Oh, so table 2, Daniil did not achieve his battle tactic, which could be quite... He went for aggressive... He went for the run one, but he did not achieve it that turn. Ferocious advance.
How do we keep seeing that today?
I don't know how anyone fails that.
We've seen it fail twice today, though.
I just don't understand. You just have to move to achieve
You
it.
don't even have to move. You just have to say, these guys run.
No.
You go, 1, 2, 3, run, run, run.
It's the second time we've seen it fail
Second
today.
time, yeah.
Okay, table 3.
I think people just get into the motions of the game and forget. Like,
I don't know. I think they forget.
that's what I mean. I think they just get so into the game. They're like, yes.
Yeah, they do their move phase. They're like, oh, I was meant to move these together. Yeah.
No.
So we've just seen Kairos die to the Gatebreaker.
Oh, this game.
Now, the Gatebreaker, don't forget, is sat. He's got the Amulet of Destiny. Don't leave home without it. He means he's tanking almost everything. Be'lakor is also in there as well. He's trying to outcap the objective, but I don't think he's going down. How many wounds? He's taken 21 wounds, but it means he's still got 14 left.
14 left. Be'lakor can do it.
Well, so 14 is a Bloodthirster with an Amulet of Destiny. 14 is a lot of change with an Amulet of Destiny. Like, it's like...
Yeah, Be'lakor can do that.
I'm not sure Be'lakor can he?
8 attacks. Right.
Well, Bellacor's already swung, so he's doing nothing, Adam.
Well, he's got 10 blood letters there.
There's 10. Okay, so Conquer. So over on table 2, this is going to be the swing game. Conquer has been chosen by Fabian with that battle tactic. He's definitely taking that Mega Gargant on the right, going to that top left-hand objective. Could we get the dead Mega Gargant off the table, just so we don't get confused, please? That would be really great, table boss, if we could get the dead Mega Gargant gone. Just so the stream isn't confused.
Yeah, because it does almost look like the left one can run up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like, oh, but the left one on the far left is dead.
But that one on the right is just going to run onto that right objective, take that objective, score Conquer, which is going to put him up quite a lot of points. And I'm curious how he deals with those Varangard that are in the middle.
I don't think he does. I don't think he can. Like, I think like what he's been like, he's only been given one avenue to go along. Like, you know, and he's like said, like, look, you have to do this. And ultimately, yes, those Varangard aren't going to be able to pile an attack again, right? And they're also outside of range of some of the buffs that they could get turn before, demonic power, and also Shield of Fate, which are ways for them to be safe.
Yep.
But ultimately, he's also sounding some nice Destiny dice. I don't know what that's going to do in a minute. Yeah, Rev, that's a nice little Destiny dice Dark Holder he does have on the far right-hand side. But yeah, he's... This is a very close game.
I think this is really close. Like,
this is very close.
Because if Daniil makes a mistake, then Gargants can capitalise really easily. And to be honest,
similarly, if Fabian makes a mistake.
Yeah. But, like, Gargants do it without much thought.
What's quite interesting. What's quite interesting is that there's 500 points that Gargant in the back left-hand corner, and yeah, you're right. It's not a hard army to play, but the back left-hand corner, I think the redeploy was a mistake.
Huh? I think the redeploy was a mistake.
I think the redeploy was a mistake.
Yeah, because I understand that. I understand that with that Gargant, you wanted to get him out and not have him die, but the other one died that was in a better position.
Yeah.
So. I think redeploying him might have been a mistake there.
I think he was fine.
That's what I mean. I think he was fine where he was.
So let's get an update from table 4. So Sentinels at the top right, shooting into the Bastillodon on the right. They've done 3 mortal wounds only. We have got a Venari Wind Spirit drop down as well. Now, so if he wants to charge, then he might suffer from a stand and shoot from the Bastillodon or from the Salamander, either of those two. So I don't think he's going to be piling in. I still think this is Jack's game. He's way ahead.
Yeah, it's just the way he burnt the Josh at 2 objectives. So the 2 objectives on the left and right of Josh's have been burnt by Jack. And I just think that's going to be game.
I agree. I think... yeah. But he always feels pretty confident it's his game.
Yeah.
He's a confidence gamer. That's how it works.
It's a good way to be fair.
It's one of the strategies. Like some people do the opposite. They're always like, oh, I'm having a hard time. Oh, this isn't going my way. And then they're like, oh, I guess I won.
Oh, look. Like, look at that.
If I've ever believed anything is, obviously, trust your opponents what their rules are. Trust your opponent what, but like, when they like say, I'm losing, don't believe them. When they say I'm winning, don't believe them, especially at this level, because they're liars.
Yeah, this is very true.
Like-
I like to play that game a lot.
Yeah, right?
I have a lovely time.
So just be aware of that. Just be aware of that. So
Unless you're playing me, because I'm very honest.
he's a fibber. Over. So over on table 1, we've got Matt versus Luke. We've got Matt's Sire army, and unfortunately he lost the priority into 3. Luke was able to pull ahead quite a lot on points, and he also was able to take out a lot of the key pieces. He was able to take out a bunch of the key pieces for Luke. For Matt.
And you've got to remember that the only objectives left is that bottom right and that middle objective in Matt's deployment zone. So there's only 2 objectives left, and it's really difficult to try.
Oh, okay, exciting. Which one? Okay, so very exciting. Over on table 3, we've got a new battle tactic come from White Dwarf. Some of you may be unaware.
An official source of rules.
Yeah, some of you might be unaware that White Dwarf even has rules in it, but it does. And they has that's. I did make it. They have That's Mine, the battle tactic. Which it requires him to kick an objective from outside of his deployment to wholly within inside his deployment.
Okay, which isn't difficult when you've got objectives that are just on the skirts of your objective, right?
Yeah, like it shouldn't be too difficult to do. It's very weird that it's not weird. Like so, that's nailed it. So there you go. That's it. Kick an objective wholly outside of your territory. Oh, and he kicked it. He kicked it 10 inches.
Amazing.
Absolutely fantastic. He's done it. So that's what it is. That's Mine is what it's...
Beautiful.
Yeah, well done. That's good,
Love
right?
that.
Yeah, me too.
That is quite funny, actually.
There we go. Sorry, say that again. Okay, so table 4. There we go. Jack has burned all of his objectives.
Oh, wow. So it's literally leaving Josh with one objective that he might score 8 with.
Yeah, and interestingly, it was the wind spirits, right? I gotta say,
yeah, those wind spirits.
I've met and played with Josh a lot. He's super nice, and he's a lovely guy. So when I say this next, he played this badly. Like he did.
Yeah.
He moved out. So where his battalions are now, he was basically 5 inches behind, and he moved there and just got shot to pieces for no trade.
Yeah, I think so. Like, he should have been aggro. That's the issue.
Yeah. So he put the salamanders there. You could have put the Bastiladons. So the Bastiladons just got shot.
Yep.
Right, and they didn't die. So what he could have done if he wanted to, is he could have pushed his Bastiladons forward, taken the shots from them, teleported his salamanders in different places, and then his sentinels at the back would have been like, okay, am I fighting the Bastiladons, or am I going into the top left-hand side? Am I going to the salamanders that took out the Law Seeker on the top?
Yeah.
You overload him with saturation, but instead he just put everything in the midfield, and he's like, control me how you want.
I think he should have put 1 or 2 of the salamanders in with the slan. I understand it was a risk because the slan could have been shot off, but it was a risk not moving them forwards.
Yeah, I think with the Severith and the Wind Spirits on the board, I think he had the tools. I think he had the tools to play around.
Yeah.
And he could have put the threats out. Also, the skinks didn't need to be where they were. They didn't need to scream. Like, nothing there needs to be screened. Like, if he attacks the salamanders with a Wind Spirit, the salamanders win the fight.
Yeah.
Right, so nothing needed to be there. So he could have just kind of created missiles, like we saw Eric Hoger do, where he buffed up his units with 10 Saurus Knights. And we saw him give them the fly keyword, and we saw them teleporting them out like a missile and a rocket. Yeah, the Raptor rocket.
The Raptor rocket, wasn't it?
Rocket. That was great. He could have done that and played it differently. So I really would be interested to see what Josh thinks about that particular matchup. Take a shot every time Adam says aggro. I'm in. Let's do it.
Mate,
every time.
I'm all about the aggro. There's so much aggro here.
Yeah. Right, so that game, definitely the 400.
Basically what we're saying is Josh should have been more aggro.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
So Josh is, so the 400 have won 1.
Yep.
Yeah, he should have been less, like, he wasn't even aggro, he was just like tentative.
So they weren't aggro, so they needed to be aggro.
Stop making me be responsible. All right, so over on table 1, so that's 1 for the 400 club.
Yep.
Table 1, this looks like it's
definitely
going
to be a 400
Luke.
club, yeah.
This is a 400 club win. Table 3,
This is going to be a bad Moon Loons win, isn't it?
I think it's a bad Moon Loons win, like just to be double sure.
Well, I think Simon's just holding on
Table 2
to those. He's just holding on to those objectives and waiting for the turn where he goes, ha! I score all of them.
So over on table 2, both the players have had a conversation that they think. So look, as you can see, Fabian has gone into that top right-hand objective.
Yep.
Yeah, he's taken it. He's conquered it. He's going to burn it.
Yeah.
Right. So now it's going to go into a priority role for turn 3 because if you look, that center objective is just free. So that Varangard unit.
Yeah, because he's not quite on it either, is he?
No, he's not quite on it. Which I think he's going to kick himself for not having done.
I think so. Yeah.
I think he's going to kick himself.
He might not have been able to.
That's true. That's true. But that means that Gargan has moved up into that top objective. He was able to? Oh, no. So he wasn't able to. So that means the priority role is basically going to determine this game because, yes, Fabian will burn that top right objective, but that bottom objective is going to get lifted off if Daniil wins a turn. So basically, the whole round is in the balance on that priority role. It's going to be a 2-1 with the 400 team in the lead.
I say, can they just stop and just roll the priority there? Come on, here we go. They need to be more aggro with their dice rolls.
They do need to be more aggro with their dice rolls. That's true. So it's going to come down to that because that Mega Gargant isn't going to be able to. He might be able to. The Mega Gargant honestly might be able to hit that back objective at the back as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like they kind of. I think he's going to charge round in the next turn, cap it, and then he can do a lot of damage into those pinks. Yeah.
So on table 3. Be'lakor, by the way, is still tanking all of those wounds into the Plague Bearers. But it doesn't really matter because the Gargants are still outscoring. Yeah. But they're not. And they are also battle line. Yeah. So they uniquely are able to burn these objectives, so they're in a really solid place. They're very, very good right now.
Yeah, definitely. The Gargants on this mission are really, really good.
And the Gatebreaker has got 10 wounds remaining. Have we got a priority roll? Is that what we're seeing? For turn 5? Turn 5, and then he's not burned any of the objectives.
If Simon wins his priority, he's just going to go, thank you very much.
I would just burn the middle one, at least.
Yeah, I definitely burn one this turn.
I suppose the Kraken Eater still outscores.
Yeah.
So, because he's 20. Although he's got the Plague Bearers to bring on, he's got to be very cautious.
Yeah, I think so. Ah, there we go.
The middle objective has been burnt. He has decided to burn the middle objective. That's 100% the right decision.
Yeah, 100%.
That puts it. Okay. So Fabian, we just heard this on table 2, is burning 4 objectives. So he's burnt 4 of them. That top one and those 2, and then it's whether or not. So now with all those 4 burnt, it's whether or not he can win the priority roll, and he can move around.
Yep.
Yeah, the unit of pink horrors.
Well, I think what he's going to do. If he wins the priority,
here we go.
This
priority
left
roll.
objective is going to move up. Oh, we're just going to see it. Here
priority
we go.
Roll. Here we go. Is it maybe in the tray? I think it's in the tray. Priority roll. Fabian's will be a pink dice. Fabian's will be a pink dice. Daniil's will be a blue.
Oh, I don't think it showed up in the tray.
Oh, I don't think it showed up in the tray. You didn't win the priority roll. Fabian didn't win the priority roll. Zinch didn't get it. Daniil won it, which means I think he's going to be able to screen out that Gargan, hold those 2 objectives. I think maybe that's the play. They've said that they think that that's all over.
Uh-oh.
So table 3, we've just had an update.
I'm unsure if Daniil's out here.
So table 3, Craig has won priority. So Craig has won the priority for turn 5. The current score is 16-12. There's only 2 objectives on the board. There's the top objective, and there's the bottom left-hand objective. The one in the center is gone. So he will be able to burn the top, and he will be able to burn the bottom, but he needs to stop a battle tactic being scored. So there's currently a 4-point difference with both players both burning an objective.
Well, no, because Simon controls both of them. Because you can see the Gargant on the top.
Oh, is the
middle
Kraken Eater
tiptoed
Eater stopping both? That's the question.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they've owned him for all the games, so they literally just get into their turn, burn both, and win.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That's why you see the score is
so it's definitely
so
2-1.
Yeah.
It's definitely 2-1.
Yeah.
It's definitely 2-1. Okay, so we need to find out from our table boss why they think that it's why the players maybe think that it's over. So it's going to be 2-2. Is going to be the result, I think. So it's going to be 2-2, which actually is pretty massive.
See, I don't see how Daniil gets an out here, but if they think that he does, because I just think all Fabian does is just run all 3 Gargants straight into those big horrors and steals his objectives. But
okay, so table 3.
as they're
Craig
just
has
playing
chosen
for the extra
broken
points on the
rank, so
loss, aren't they?
it's just yeah. So he's chosen the Gatebreaker that's
got 10 wounds left.
it's
to
got
try
11,
and kill it.
11. Heroically recovered 1.
Love that.
He's got to do 11 damage with 2 units of Plague Bearers and Kairos is what he's got to do it with. Not Kairos, sorry, with Be'lakor.
Right.
With Be'lakor.
Yeah, so he should be able to do that, to be honest.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
But he's just playing for those points from a loss.
Yeah.
Because you've got up to 5 points for losing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or
So,
tournament points, that is.
well, okay, so table 2, he's gone for Bring It Down, and he's chosen the Gargant on the top left or the far left?
On the left.
Far left. Oh, yeah, there's only one on the left.
Yeah, there's only one on the left, mate. Left and right.
Thank you so much, team. Thanks, gang. It's been a long 2 days. But don't forget, we'll be live again tomorrow.
Yeah, we will.
Excitingly, for 2 more rounds. Fresh off a big Saturday night sleep. So looking forward to that.
Sleeping tonight.
Oh, so I'm going to be in bed 1 hour after this event ends.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and fight for some petrol and then get home.
Me and Adam are going to make hot chocolates, cuddle in bed, and discuss the list for tomorrow. It's very exciting times. Big shout out, by the way, to everyone tuning in live, and a big shout out to all of the crew that helped make this happen. Both our 2 table bosses. You guys have been amazing. And also, shout out to the 40k crew, who are also doing an incredible job over on the 40k desk, if you guys want to go and watch the 40k stuff right now, which is cool. It's been a fun day. We've seen some really good things.
It's been great.
And I think this is being a 2-2 is actually pretty important because it's going to change the shape of how games happen. Who goes in the ladder tomorrow. We've shown the ladder off already for you guys, but there's still a lot of teams. Don't forget, this is only round 3. So from our 32 players, 16 were in round 2 as winners, and now in round 3, 8 are winners. It's going to cut down to 4 tomorrow, and then round 5, it's going to cut down to 2
5-0s.
2 5-0s playing against each other. And there's quite a few teams in it, but basically, if you lose a round, you're out.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. And this 2-2 is probably not enough to take these players through.
I think the biggest news is I'm pretty sure Math Mallow's team is on 3 wins.
Oh, dear goodness. No, they lost. They lost to the under 41s.
No, they drew that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So just to see what you guys see what's happening right now. So we've round 3 we had 4 Masters 1 Cup playing against Fiction.
Okay.
So that's another
big match.
That's another big match. The 4 Masters 1 Cup is Darren Watson's team, Dan Bradshaw, those guys in that team. Fiction is obviously Leo. And Benjamin Sava and his crew. Then you had Team Wales over 31s versus those guys who we had on the round before.
Yep.
You feel like Team Wales over 31s could do quite well into that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And then Dad's Armies, who were on a draw, basically a 2-2, because they played against those guys against 9-inch flails. So really, you're looking for big wins. And
a lot of the teams have clearly drawn rounds.
A lot of teams have drawn rounds. So actually, this 2-2 might not be too bad unless either 4 Masters 1 Cup or Fiction ends up in a 4-0. That's going to put one of those 2 teams in a driving seat against their opponents.
Yeah,
leading into tomorrow.
This tournament is really open.
Very open. Hello, the French Wargame. Hello, bonjour, ça va? So if you guys want to see what's happening, now I know you guys all love, you do, you all love Age of Sigmar. Table 1, we were looking at a Lumineth Realm Lords list between Sire doing. This is the scorecard for you guys just to see what has been happening in this particular match. So we've called this.
I'll say this is a Luke Morton win with his Draco's tail.
Yeah, so those Dracothian tail is going to win. On table 2. As you can see, Daniil versus Fabian. So this is a Host Duplicitous Tzeentch list. You guys can go and look at all of the lists if you want in the link that I've provided. And his Host Duplicitous list, they're on turn 3 against the Mega Gargants. And Tzeentch have won the turn into turn 3. The Mega Gargants burn all of the objectives on turn 2. So there's the scorecard for that particular one right now. Over on table 3... hello, everyone, by the way. Thanks, everyone, for orbital striking. And that's where the Rob's French ends. Yeah, bonjour, ça va? That's all I've got.
We.
We.
I got this.
We got this. Hello, bonjour. Thank you. This is us.
All right.
And then on table 3, you have the Mega Gargants against Legion of the First Prince, and the Mega Gargants are winning, in our opinion.
Yeah, because they literally go into turn 5 and burn the last 2 objectives and go, ha-ha, I win.
Yeah. So they've done really well. They should be really proud of themselves, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I think, it looks like it's going to be a 2-2 overall.
I think it's definitely going to be a 2-2. So because this is a team format between 2 teams of 4, and we 100%. Like there's also the if you guys want to look at. There you go. Bloodtithe is actually an international team tournament, so it's teams of 4. So if any of the French people who are currently listening, this is the tournament organizer Mark. So if any of you. So if any of you are planning on coming over to England next year, Bloodtithe is an international team tournament. So the 400 French people who just raided us might want to bring some teams over, because Mark said none of you will ever win the event.
It's true. Those were his exact words.
His exact words.
Exact words.
Exact words. So we have no international teams, obviously, because of COVID this weekend.
I know. It's a bit sad, really.
But we do. Oh, we have a Polish player in the international team and a Northern Irish team.
So that's international.
That's international.
Yeah.
International. Technically the UK, but
International?
Let's not get into British politics, shall we? International.
Ish.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right, catch us up where we are table bosses and which tables. We've still got table 3 to play out. Martin's also Dutch. That's also true. Yeah. The giant left Be'lakor on 1 wound. And then the Be'lakor struck back, and Be'lakor is on 1 wound.
This is literally the story of the day. What is happening?
Everyone is on 1 wound. It's been the story of the
They're
day.
having a lovely time,
Yeah, so
aren't
that's
they?
the Mega Gargant in the middle. That's Be'lakor at the bottom, all left on 1 wound.
That's okay. Sure. Why not?
Sure, at this stage.
Why not?
Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy is all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I don't even know what's happening in this game anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. But
it does mean that Craig doesn't score his battle tactic.
1 wound GT. Thanks, MJ. That's what we are. Welcome to the 1 wound GT.
The 1 wound GT.
Yeah.
And torpedo boys everywhere.
Torpedo boys everywhere. And look, the Gatebreakers lifted those Plague Bearers, which is great decision by Simon. Oh, sorry, it wasn't the Gatebreaker. They piled in, and then the Kraken Eater has lifted them off the objective.
Oh,
that's massive. Poor guys.
You say it's massive, but like the Gargant's just going to burn 2 objectives anyway.
100%.
So, you know.
100%.
This is a Gargant win.
This is a huge
It's literally just Craig trying to play for some points.
Yeah. So on table 1, Teclis is charging.
He's charging into some salamanders.
And he's looking.
And he's definitely unleashing a hell here.
Those 2 units of salamanders are charging into Teclis. Oh, he's trying to kill the skinks to get broken ranks.
Oh, this is a bit awkward.
Yeah.
That would be. It would be funny if he doesn't do it though. Teclis trying to kill some skinks.
Yeah. Lord Wynn, I don't think there is a Kriglund stand this year. I know. I don't think there is anyway. There is a Dutch GT happening. I meant to be going to that. I forgot about that. I've just remembered.
You go into another country at some point, yeah?
As a team. I forgot.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. But we'll talk about that later. But Teclis is charging in, but I don't think there is a Kriegslund Town, which is one of the premier Swedish Age of Sigmar events.
Nice.
Last time I was there, where they had 100 players. We had people travelling over Finland. Screw you guys. You've got a terrible national bird.
Wow.
Norway.
Very
it's okay.
aggressive.
Me and the Finnish have got beef. This is fine. Norway, those guys travel over. And Denmark.
So the Wind Mage is just charged into the Salamanders so that they'd have to unleash hell on him. He's died, but it's meant that Teclis could charge in and be safe.
Yeah, 100%. Over on table 3, table 2, just to keep this updated, let's see how Daniil has tried to unpack this army. So he's blocked the objective,
right,
which is 100% the right play.
Yep.
Yeah, and then that Varangard unit, don't forget, he's host duplicitous, so there'll be no piling away from these units.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so he's looking to make it so that Varangard unit is going to lock that
Lock that Gargant in
so he
that
can't
he
burn the
retreat.
objective.
Yeah.
Because he's then going to get 16 points for burning those objectives. Fabian's already scored plenty, so he's going to be in a really solid place.
Yep.
Yeah?
I think Daniil does actually potentially win here. Because if obviously the Gargant isn't going to be able to kill 30 wounds worth of Varangard.
No, of course not.
So he just stays there for the rest of the game.
Especially with rerolls hit and rerolls to wound.
Yeah, this is really tricky now. Okay.
Okay, table one. Table one, Teclis didn't die from the stand and shoot. He's in a good place, and he's fighting now against the salamanders. So he's fighting them.
Oh,
and,
easy peasy.
Yeah.
But I think this is still just Luke's game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely Luke's.
I think Matt's playing
it's definitely
for the points,
Luke's game. It's definitely Luke's game.
Because again, remember, bottom right objective's the only one that's left, and the top middle one's the only other one that's left.
100%. 100%. So table 3, the Gargant shot off Be'lakor. Shot him off.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. So it's very close. So apparently Simon says it's the shooting meta is the Gargants. That's what it is. Oh, and we've just seen a handshake on table 1. We've just seen a handshake on table 1. Luke won the priority roll on table number 1. That is over, so that's a win to the Dracothian Tail, which is interesting. Not quite a mirror, but on table 1 and table 4, we had Draco Tail versus Lumineth, but we saw Lumineth win in one situation and Draco Tail win in the other situation.
Yeah.
So that's 2 wins, but then it's going to be 2 draws on the other side.
Yeah, so it's going to be, because I think the Bad Moon Loons win the other 2 missions, don't they?
I think they do. The Gargant shooter meta is Takaloi. Don't do it. Don't you dare. It's definitely not. Table 3 is all but over. I think we've had a result from that table, or we're just waiting. All right, so he's just trying to get his brokered ranks on the last unit of Plague Bearers, to see if he can get that. It's been really close. The scorecard, as you can see, Simon actually didn't achieve bring it down, but Craig has done really well. We didn't get what the battle tactics were for turn 4 for both players on table 3, so it'd be cool to get that updated and whether or not they achieved it.
I think the issue is the scorecard makes it look closer than it actually is because he's waiting for turn 5 to burn.
Yeah, of course.
So the scorecard makes it look closer, but actually turn 5, he's going to come and score 16. So it's going to be like 32-12.
Very, very good, right? So, yeah. Oh, and then on table 2, we've got the Varangard about to pile an attack. That's going to lock that unit in, so they've secured that top center objective.
I assume he's hoping to kill him, but it's not going to happen. But because he needs that double activation, doesn't he?
He does.
It just means that Gargant can never leave.
Yeah, this is gonna put the teams on a 2-2. Between both, with Luke and Jack pulling the team up, and then Daniil and Simon for the opposing team getting their wins.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that's going to put them on a 2-2, which isn't bad. It's not bad, right?
No, it's because it's 2 really good teams as well.
Very good, very good. And some of these came down to clutch priority rolls, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Very important. So it's just so interesting to see these players play each other and try and unpack how they play. And like we said, if you look at the ladder, it doesn't seem too close at the moment.
No, there's been a lot of draws in the last 2 rounds. Close. Yeah, because there's been lots of draws in the last 2 rounds.
So table 3, Simon has scored 19 points on his final turn, so he's got himself a win for the Baboon Loons.
That's a big win as well. Big win.
Yeah. So 3 or 5 man teams would be better so you don't have draws, says Tara Isilo. I actually think 4 is better. I really do. It's smaller, it's easier to achieve, like your little 4-man team. And it's not just a pure win-loss.
Yeah, but the draws, it won't be a literal draw.
It won't, so it's not a literal draw. It's not a 2-2. What it is some sort of points differential.
It'll be something like a 65-52 or something, if that makes sense.
It'll be
or like a 55-49 or something.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So that's going to be really close.
So we say it's a draw. but a draw means within like 10 or 15 points.
Yeah, yeah. We say it's a draw, but it's not like a flat like 10, like like you say 65-65. It's not that. It's like 65-50 or something like that. It's all to do with tournament scoring. It's Mark's done, and he can listen back and say he's done some very unique tournament scoring, but the differential system would just be much clearer to understand.
Yeah.
For
I have
an audience.
no idea what's going on here.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't matter.
I'm having a lovely time.
It doesn't matter. The pairings app will tell us.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're just here to tell you guys how the matches are really running. And I'm not doing math on air.
No.
I refuse.
I do that all week. I'm not doing it today.
No, same. So I don't think there's also much time left on the round.
No, there can't be. It must be about 10 minutes.
I think there's 11 minutes, so maybe the players can know that there's, I think, 11 minutes left on the round. So there's not much time. It's very close, but it's also very exciting. The 40k guys look knackered. If you've been and looked at the 40k guys, they're very tired.
Yeah, they've been here since yesterday. Already covered 3 or 4 rounds, like yesterday. So they've done a lot of coverage, and they've still got like 5 rounds to tomorrow as well.
Yeah, 100%. So we'll see. Well, we've got excellent. We've only got this match left. So Kamikaze Gopher says that pinks aren't coherent. Let me tell you, if one person knows that they're coherent, it's going to be Daniil.
They are, so they're 100% coherent. If you look in the middle of the objective in the ring, there are 2 pink horrors or 3 pink horrors that are keeping that coherency. By saying there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 pink horrors that are in the gaps that are making them coherent.
Yeah. And if there's one out of place, it's because he got nudged, not because they played that way. Neither player, who both are excellent micromanagement players, would actually allow that to happen.
Yeah, they're 100% coherent.
Yeah. So don't worry about that. Don't worry, chat. We got your back.
Well, I haven't.
Adam doesn't. I've got your back. Right? You're in a really good place.
So you say when you pull it could be a problem, but when you kill the pinks, there's going to be blues pop up.
Yes.
So
when you pull a pink,
no problem.
It becomes a blue. It becomes 2 blues.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Your coherency increases.
Lovely and easy.
Instead of decreases. So there you go. So we've seen the Varangard charge. So the Varangard are, because the Chaos Lord?
The Varangard are going again. I don't see how much damage they're going to do, because they only did a couple of damage before.
So how much damage did they do in the first activation? 7 damage the first time, and now they're activating again, thanks to the Chaos Lord, which Daniil has brought along with him. So not the Chaos Lord.
They must have not used it earlier.
Oh, they must have not used it earlier. What?
Yeah, he must have, because we forget how buffed up he was before.
Oh, they did. So he didn't activate last time. He didn't pile in again.
I see.
So yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So he's going again. I don't see if he kills him, but it doesn't matter, does it? He's literally just holding him there to be pinned in, because in Hosted Ballistas you can't retreat from them.
Yeah. Not forgetting, both these 2 players have only got minutes left to play. They're pretty comfortable, I think, with what's going on the
yeah,
tabletop.
definitely.
They'd call it if they thought it was something different. But shout out Twitch chat for making sure everyone's playing fair. Love you always, you superstars. So those Varangard, when they pile in an attack, they've got 2 attack profiles. They're rerolling to hit and they're rerolling to wound. Yeah, they're also rerolling saves, which is pretty pro. So that they're going to be doing some really good damage. They're going to be doesn't matter. They're going to be doing some pretty good damage in the second activation into that Mega Gargant.
Yeah, they're going to be doing quite a lot.
What's their attack profile? Because I know that they've got the ensorcelled weapon, so that's 6 attacks from each rider. Reroll to hit, reroll to wound, and 6 is to hit, do 1 mortal wound.
Yeah, Varangard outside of Knights of the Empty Throne aren't as good.
Or Slaves of Darkness.
Or the Host.
Host of the Ever-Chosen.
Host of the Ever-Chosen.
6 circle.
Because that gives them the extra damage. And in the Neil's list, they have got the Demon Forged Blades, haven't they?
Yes, they are.
So that is 3 attacks. 3's to hit, 3's to wound, -1 D3 damage. So it's a fair amount, but it's not a lot. But he's going for those. He's fishing for those D3 damage, isn't he?
Yeah. He's fishing to just do as much damage as possible, and he spiked pretty hard last time and killed a Mega Gargant, and he hasn't done so this time. There's not much time left on this round, so they won't get another turn in after this.
No, they're definitely not getting another turn.
Yeah. So unfortunately, that's going to be it. But there will be 2 rounds tomorrow for you guys.
There will.
And you will be able to see the results on the ladder, which we have linked in the chat for you guys. We'll just wait to see how this combat activation goes. and then I'm pretty certain that that's going to be at the end of today's coverage. Shut
Not
up.
again!
Warhammer is
It's happened
too
again.
much. It can't happen again. The Varangard have Paladin attacked again, and they've killed the Gargant down to one wound. All day. I've had to deal with everything being killed to one wound.
To one
Constantly.
wound. Every single thing is on
Everything-
one wound.
Everything's on one wound all the time. Everything is consistently on one wound, and it's just stressing
It's
me
just
out.
not okay, is it?
Yeah. We've had it all day. We had Be'lakor down to one wound. We had
Blue
the Gargant,
Scribes go
Blue
down to
Scribes
one
go down to
wound.
one wound. The Gash down to one
The
wound.
Gash goes
and
to
heal
one
up to
wound.
14 wounds. That Stonehorn down
Stonehorn.
to one wound. Everything's just been murdered down to one wound.
The Torpedo Boy on one wound. I mean, he's already on one wound, but he was
Yeah.
the only boy left.
Yeah, the only boy left. So it's looking like it's the end of time for these players. So they're
Yeah, I
going
think
to
they're just talking it out at
they're
the
going to be
moment.
talking it out now, right, between these guys, right? So, but the thing is if it gets called as a draw, that's a massive win
I was gonna- that's
to the
really,
400
really big
club.
for the 400
Yeah,
club.
because the 400 club are walking away from that smiling. Yeah,
So they're going to
because
be happy with a draw,
because they got
aren't
3 wins and a draw, but
Yep.
Daniil's won that game.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Look
Yeah.
at that. There we go. Big old chat. There we go.
Oh, they're going for the chat.
Yeah, going for the chat. Warhammer, by the way, at top level is absolutely zero to do with how you play it and everything to do with who you suck up to. So I'd just like you to know that from me, who covers nothing but Warhammer events for his life. And this game does need Johnny Ghost Pants. He would have...
Yeah, all we need is Johnny Ghost Pants, the Torpedo Boy, to kill that Gargant. If he was on the table,
He'd kill
there
that
would be
Gargant.
no Gargants.
There would be no Gargants.
But he's not here. He's off slaying Gargant somewhere else.
Yeah. So these guys are just discussing right now. I personally think that this is absolutely... it doesn't matter. Look, let's come back to us. Hello, everyone. What a day.
I've
What
had a
day.
great time.
Yeah, we don't know what the result of that match is going to be. It's going to come down to a couple of things. 1, if the TO makes a judge's call. 2, if the players agree on a result. 3, if everyone becomes best friends and they do some sort of handshake. Or if you're in some certain clubs, I don't know, who knows, right? But it'll be exciting to find out what the result is, and you guys will be able to find it out online. I'll put the link in the chat for you guys. And then you will, tomorrow, be able to find some of these teams or players or whatever play in the final 2 rounds, and someone's going to become the Bloodtithe 2021 champion.
And it looks like it's all open. It's all to play for. There's loads of teams that have gone to draws.
Loads of teams still to play. Now, Adam, you've been brilliant. Thank you. Twitch chat, you've been brilliant. And thank you again to our table bosses for doing an amazing weekend
And
of work.
you've been brilliant.
I try really hard. That's all. But you guys have been great. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed today. I've had, but I honestly don't think I've had this much fun in ages. Johnny Ghost Pants was a highlight.
He was brilliant.
He was a highlight, but there was loads of positive stuff. So we're going to go now. But it's been lovely talking to you guys. Please do join us. Please do join us again tomorrow. That would be great. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys soon.